Charles, hope everybody is doing great. Now, as you probably know, I've unfortunately thrown out the back, so I've been on some pretty heavy duty pain medicine, been hallucinating and everything else. With that said, there's no telling what you're about to see me actually show you a password or two. Who knows? Now, let's talk about a source of advertising many people have never even thought about, never even imagined, and had no clue they could even have access to. You say, Charles, this is Yahoo. Yahoo has been like, they were before Google with this whole pay-per-click. No. Just bear with me for a second. Now, before we go into Yahoo, as most marketers probably, I'll just tell you, they probably don't have a Yahoo account. And guess what we're going to need for this particular project? A Yahoo account. So I'm going to try to actually see if I can come up with a Yahoo account that will make sense in the name that I can remember, kirklandcharles@yahoo.com. Could I be? Oh, somebody's already taken it. So we'll just go Kirkland Charles 122. Don't like that. Makes me feel like well, I don't like it. I just absolutely don't like it. Let's see if that's strong enough. Yeah. Okay, I will pause this because you don't really need my mobile phone number because I don't answer my phone anyway, and you don't necessarily need my birthday because you don't really need to buy anything in my name. So let me pause this while I set this particular piece up. Now we're at the good old-fashioned captcha code. Now you say, Charles, I can't read any of that. The captcha code that you're looking for is going to be going up and down. They've done this to make it exponentially harder for spammers just to mass create counts. Unfortunately, if you have eyes as good as mine, it also complicates things to see it. So I believe I've got the right code submitted. Your account's been successfully created. I'll be sent to Yahoo in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I should have written down my username and password. I've got multiple username and passwords for Yahoo as it is. Okay, now the next thing is we need to go ahead and enter in our details. I will tell you that Yahoo is very proactive, and unlike a lot of other traffic sources that will not give you the time of day under any circumstances, if you need help, call them from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, the company name, Media Buyer Association, LLC. They're going to probably say, well, Charles, you've got multiple accounts here. Yeah, I know I got multiple accounts. Don't worry about it. We got way too many accounts as it is for most everything else I'm doing. So website, contact information, Charles at. I will tell you this. I don't think it, and this is a personal opinion before you go any further. When you sign up for any type of traffic account and you're using a throwaway domain such as Bob Jenkins 25 1974 at Gmail, Yahoo, free email alias dot insert whatever domain you like to have, I do believe that brings up when they're reviewing all these things. It's like, I don't know about this. It does, in my opinion, bring up the question, well, is it legit? I think they will watch you. Also think because of that, they will throttle the amount of money you can spend and throttle the amount of traffic they will give you. So definitely keep that in mind. So I just need to fill this out and hit agree, and we'll be over to the next page in one moment. Okay, we've entered in our details, at least as far as creating the account. Now, this is going to be the second thing to keep in mind. Once we have done that, our next step is we need ads. We need to go ahead and get a little more familiar with this platform. It's very simple, by the way. I mean, it's extremely simple. It's like easy. If you can use Facebook, you can use this, no questions whatsoever. So the ability is you have to do everything that you would normally do in Facebook and a few things more, because here you're also going to be using a lot of other things. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we have two things. You can create a campaign for visit my website or know my brand. Now, is there a right or wrong one to use? It depends on your purpose. If you're just saying, hey, I need to get visibility out there, I am doing something, go for the brand. I will also tell you that unless you've got a really big budget, I probably wouldn't do a lot right now with the whole brand concept. And let's go ahead and just kind of look at how this looks. And part of it is you have to understand that with Yahoo Gemini, you're going on mobile devices, you're going on tablets, you're going on desktops. So let's go ahead and take a peek at it. Your catchy ad title, and here you've got your description, sponsored, your company name, and learn more. That would be for a mobile device. You can click here and you see a larger setup. I mean, I kind of like that catchy ad title. And then we've got our desktop scenario. So People are scrolling through, and this is what they would see: your catchy ad title. And this is where a lot of marketers really make the mistake of going, discover the 5 secrets to regrowing hair, getting a better golf swing, having sex every night, and becoming the richest man in the world. As marketers, we try to do that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, that is not going to work very well in these scenarios. You really need to take advantage of native ads, native ad content, and promote like that. Because honestly, when people click on this stuff, they need to believe, or at least they need to read a pre-sale page that should convince them to go product by product X, Y, and Z. And the more mainstream your product is, the more appeal you're gonna have. So let's go back over here, and let's go back over to visit my site. And if you see here, virtually the same thing, just not any difference whatsoever. Same thing here. So let me come back over here, know your brand, and then they've got these particular types here, and then we've got visit my site. I think you want to go with visit your sites. Next thing, we need to upload images. Now, the images are very important here because remember, you're going to be streaming in Yahoo. So let's go ahead and pop over to Yahoo and see the types of images that are currently there. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, we're back over to the home page of Yahoo, and I need to go ahead and show you how these ads show up. Now, we're looking at it from a desktop version. On mobile, it will be different. So, don't say, well, Charles, mine did look like that on my iPhone 6, the one that's half the size of a laptop. Yeah, that one. Okay, coming down here, we've got Mark Anthony, blah, blah, blah. Now, one of the ways you'll be able to tell these are ads because they have the word sponsored. Now, if you look really close, and depending on the resolution of the video when it's rendered out, you'll notice that there is like a slight discoloration band around this, and this image is bigger, which makes it stand out because it's an ad. Let's keep on going. No sponsored, no sponsored, nothing here that says sponsored. Now here you have a larger image, as you see here, but guess what? It's not sponsored. Guess what? Not all huge ads are sponsored, but if you go ahead and look at this, sponsored, 10 words, everyone needs to stop using that. That would be interesting. Let's go ahead and keep on going. And just showing you that these sponsored ads, like here, 10 of the world's scariest roads. And they say, Charles, but these things aren't really... Okay, let's go ahead and look at the 10 of the world's scariest the roads. You go, Charles, there's not really a lot to sell here. You're right. But you have to understand, a lot of these people are selling advertising. You can see what I've been looking at. Gateway, keep on going. A lot of these things are, selling advertisements, and they're just really just, making, they're getting, hold on, okay, they had to stop the video playing. A lot of these guys are actually selling advertisement, and if you get here, it's like, oh, by the way, this, and this, whatever the case may be, they're selling those ads, and they're great. I mean, they're just native ads, get you to click stuff, powered by Outbrain. I'm not going to tell you, I'm just saying that there could be possibly some arbitrage possibilities, just bringing that up. With the right setup, it is a lot of arbitrage opportunities. So let's go back over here, 10 words nobody needs to use, blah, blah, blah. And there again, going back to a lot of arbitrage opportunities. As you see, this one right here is not arbitrage. This is actually a lead generation. So let's keep on going that. And if you see here, we've got, guess what? An advertisement. I can't believe that. Selling me insurance leads. Learn more. And they're going off. It's going off to clickbooth.com to sell the insurance lead. So that's, I just want to kind of like show that to you and give you an idea of what's going on with it. We've just seen 2 ads really designed for arbitrage. Those are great. I like those a lot. Let's scroll up here and look at one that is made for give me your money and give me your money now. I like this one personally. Let's go to Muscle and Fitness, and it is sponsored. So we've got muscleandfitness.com. And if you see over here, these domains don't match. We got muscleandfitness.com, and when we get to it, we're actually at a consumer health and fitness report. So men's lifestyle and health. A lot of these advertorials will cross the line into basically being bogus. It's your decision on that. My ethics, I will not be doing bogus pre-sale pages. The bogus ones convert better than what I've got. I'll tell you that hands down, they convert better. But the thought of having to explain any of this to the FTC under any circumstances is not on the top of my list of things to do. And I'm just telling you, as is, don't do it. Just simply don't do it. You can get really good conversions keeping it legit. So with that said, but because we're here, let's go ahead and look at this. Log in, not a member. I mean, they make it look as legit as humanly possible. A special report, and if you go through, I'm not here to go over all the details of this particular page. That's not what we're here for. You can see it's obviously a pre-sale page, advertorial, however you're going to look at it, and very similar to the ones I've shown in the past. So I'm not here for that. So let's go ahead and claim our free bottle. Let's open that in a new tab, and we're going to go over to order PX5 RIP number 57. And I'm going to just tell you, these things convert amazingly well because, I mean, I'm a guy. I would like to have more muscle. I'd like to be bigger, stronger. I always wanted to be taller. Just a guy thing. With women, they typically want to lose weight, have bigger breasts, bigger other items, whatever the case may be. You look younger, whatever it is. The reality of it, this is just the place to do it. Now, if you were to sit here and to go 5 reasons The Rock loves early morning workouts, I mean, that is, and part of it is you're playing to somebody who's already in the news. I mean, he is in the news a lot, so it really just kind of, works out pretty good for that. As seen in Muscle and Fitness, and we're at Men's Health and Lifestyle. Now, if you were to go from just the plain old offer here to the checkout down here, this ad would be an utter failure. I always hear people, I want a direct link out, I want to do this, I don't want to do that. Most people need to be told some story to get them to buy. I'm just going to tell you as it is. Whenever we use a story-based landing page or story-based emails, sales skyrocket. When we use the plain, here are the facts, ma'am, dragnet style, they don't do so well. So definitely keep that in mind. People want stories. It just makes them feel better. And they don't feel like they're being sold, which is a huge thing. Now, one of the complaints I know I'm going to get is, Charles, there's no place to opt in and collect the email and blah, blah, blah. If you want to put an email capture on here, like get a free coupon or something, yeah, you can go ahead and do it. But I'm just going to tell you, when you send people off to some of these CPA offers, they don't really ever want to hear from you again, or at least not until their first billing of $5,328 and they've been enrolled in 5.5 products. Just say it, just kind of keeping that there. And both, now this is what we call, this is called enrolling. Actually, that's not the term for it, but that's what I've always called it. Basically, whenever you're doing this, you're pushing 2 different products at the same time. By the way, I love this timer at the bottom, 13 minutes remaining. Get the free trial. A lot of times when you're pushing these, quite often you don't want to use these on the exact same network. So I wouldn't use one off Neverblue and one off insert whatever network you want to use, or the same off the same. You don't want to use 2 offers off the same network unless they've already pre-approved it, because quite often they'll be from the same person. So you want to have one coming from affiliate network A, one coming from affiliate network B. Does that always work out? Nah, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm just telling you, keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and close this out. And here we're sending a free bottle. Let me close that. Leave the page. Close that. Leave the page. Now, I will tell you from a PPV standpoint, if, these are great to pop up on from a PPV standpoint, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. So I just wanted to kind of show you the types of ads. We've seen one for branding, and we've seen one that says, just outright buy me. So I'm going to just show you this. This may, because I'm going to tell you, they're using something bogus here. I'm not even going to remotely joke about that. Let's go ahead and build our ad. I'll show you exactly how that's done. Not that I want you to do it bogusly. I just want to show you how it's done. We're over at Neverblue, and we need to find mainstream offers. So I went ahead and applied for the Best Quotes Auto Insurance. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that. And basically you need to use mainstream offers. I mean, because Yahoo is mainstream. We can't break it down to people who are 35, live in 2 houses, rent a house somewhere, buy a house, have 5 kids, 2 dogs. You really can't break it down into like crazy little things like that. So you definitely need to, keep it mainstream. Now here's one. This is actually for the UK, this offer. really great looking landing page from a mail perspective. It would definitely, I would think it would do good, but you know, like everything else, you absolutely never know. So you're at Never Blue. Basically, just come over here, find something that is mainstream insurance, automotive, best quotes, automotive short form. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that. Looking for your next car, and you know, one of the things I want to kind of show you, if you look, there is a wide range of $6, $10. You know, what do you pick? A lot of this will be completely independent on the number of verticals, or really the number of forms they're asking for. So let's go ahead and take a peek at this. I'll show you a few of them, kind of get you up to speed here on CPA stuff. You may know this so well you don't need it, but if not, you know, here we're like obviously in Japan. So obviously I don't want to deal with that. I probably should have read that a little better. Okay, yeah, that JP is for Japan. Let's just go with this one right here. Email only, $6 submit. Okay. Trade in value, out the old in with the new, trade in value, select vehicle year, get my quote. Really not asking for a lot of information here. They've got fields, but they're not fields the user has to fill out. They're not asking for name, email address, zip code, last car you bought, your income. Now let's compare that to, I'm going to try to find a, let's see, I think that was, let's go ahead and short form. Let's just take a peek at that. This is a short form offer where, like I said, you know, they're asking for a little more stuff, marital status, credit. Anytime that you bring up more, every time you're asking for more information from people, there again, you really limit, you know, some people just aren't going to fill this out. Fewer forms better, but with that said, you have to test. Sometimes we've had forms like you just right here that have outperformed just the email form. Even though you say, Charles, it doesn't make sense because there are more forms for the user to fill out. You're right. And the only way you're going to know this is to test it. Testing is really the key to making all this stuff happen. So let's go. That's automotive. Business opportunity. I'm just going to tell you, I don't really think the business opportunity will do well in Yahoo stuff. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Not too many people wake up every day going, my gosh, you know, I've been wanting to start a business. Don't know why I hadn't started one before. Daily deals, those are always good because people are always shopping. We're moving into the holiday season. As I've said before, you know, the anytime, especially with those penny auctions, I mean, you know, whether you like them or not, I'm just telling you that they do work, especially in this kind of environment. So when you're dealing with a mainstream environment, huge opportunity. Groupon Mobile AU. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that. 405. You know, Groupon deals we don't want to allow. I don't really want to get any. Got enough Groupon deals going on here. That one went out probably, especially in Australia. You know, there's a lot more traffic in there than you might imagine. So apply to run. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's apply to that. Let's go ahead and click on that. I think it's. Let me give it a second and please read this stuff. Yeah, I know you said with Charles, but you know this, guys. You know, just read it. So I've already read this before. No SBS, read out, blah blah blah. No gambling sites, that's fine. Type of media we're going to be using here will be mobile search. Actually, I'm going to be using mobile display. Using okay, and let's go ahead and submit that. Okay, and you can actually narrow this. You go, Charles, I only want to see offers that are in the U.S., UK, whatever. You know, just whatever, doesn't make a difference. Here, just pick one. I will tell you, a whole lot more of our income comes from. Okay, sorry about that. Had a little phone call. Just let's keep on going. Careers are always a good one, by the way. Let's see, work at home, email submit. That's probably not going to do the type of careers we're looking for. Let's go to education. Grants, going back to school, are always good. This particular one right here, this one is this one. I can't tell you enough about this, and this thing converts just like crazy. So this would be one you want to definitely look at, the language. Learn a new language in 10 days. I like that a lot. That would be great, especially from a traveling standpoint. Let me Go down to fashion. Fashion may do okay. It's really has to be mainstream. So keep on going. Financials, there's a lot of stuff here. Huge, especially with from a home loan standpoint, it's great. Anything that you can do from a lead generation standpoint, we've all seen the Obama's done something, and now you can, lower your, if your house is over, $150,000, now you can lower your payments, things of that nature. Those are great for these offers just because they're general enough that they can work very well. Let's keep on going. Gaming, probably not one that I would recommend. Just probably not. There are a lot of offers out there for gaming. For this particular one, for what we're doing, I probably would stay away from gaming personally. I think we've already looked at health and beauty here. Tons of stuff here. I'm also kind of go back and tell you this right here, like Diabetic Connect. A lot of these you have to understand the payout, especially when they're only asking for an email address. They do what's called scrubbing. So you could basically have somebody who's already submitted their name and email, and therefore, if they submit it again, you don't get paid for it. And you have to also remember, we're picking stuff that is for, as wonderful as this may be, I'm looking for desktop related stuff. So let's keep on keeping on. And there are multiple networks out there. You've got membership clubs, mobile apps, mobile carriers, multiple pay per call travel. The reality of it is just a lot of stuff that's out here. Pick one or two things that you like and that look legit. I know you say, what do you mean? They look legit. A lot of these things you see, maybe are less than questionable, or the pages don't look like they will convert. So that's going to be our next thing. Once we've got this down, we need to pick our offer. The next thing we need to do is go back, build out. You can say, but Charles, I want to go back to this like right now and get started right now. No, you don't. You need to have your landing page, your offer, all this needs to be set up before we just load stuff up in here. So definitely keep that in mind, because I hate to say it, this right here will be determined by your landing page. So let's go ahead and get our landing page up and running first and go from there. We're over at another CPA network, Qzx900 Elite. I like these guys a lot. Now, we're grabbing, and like I say, you want to keep it mainstream. Huge offers, holiday offers, anything like that you can do. But if you can keep stuff mainstream, the more mainstream, the better. So let's go ahead and take a peek at this. And here's one. Let's go ahead and preview the page. Remember, we're looking at this for the average user. We're like marketers, and we look at this. Oh, we'd never fall for this, and whatever the case may be. We're talking to average people, average users. They see this stuff and like, oh yes, I'd like to look like that guy because he took some pills and now he's like a size smaller than a tank. Or in this case, it's an active skincare offer. Let's go ahead and take a preview of that. Women always want younger and smoother looking skin. That's just one of those things. Guys want to be more muscular. Women want to look better. It is what it is. You can't deny it. You can't fight it. It is what it is. So with that, and it's actually a pretty good, anytime you've got like before and after pictures, even a little eyes, a little bloodshot there, maybe a little Photoshop going on. Regardless of that, this is the kind of stuff that could do good because it's just something people want. So this is where a lot of people make the mistake. They find an offer, they like it, and then all of a sudden they're like going hog wild. Truth of the matter is you don't know which offer is going to convert better. Here we've got free trial, and the important thing is the CID. We've got one-click upsell here. We've got a free trial here. Are all these different? They're probably going to be slightly different, whether it's maybe like the terminology on the page, whatever the case may be. And quite often we don't know which one's really going to work until we pull the trigger and get some traffic to it. So I've got that particular one to preview. Let's look at this other one. Here again, different image up here, different, better than Botox. I do like the better than Botox thing. And let me go ahead and preview this one with a one-click upsell. Better than Botox. Samples given away today. Samples given away. They give out a bunch of samples apparently. And these will work good if we've got some type of pre-sale landing page in front of it. I think it would be an easy sell to have some type of basic pre-sale article. Boom, come over here, get your free trial. It's a done deal. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and request this offer. And it's been requested. I'm going to request this offer. and I'm going to request this offer because honestly, I don't really know which one's going to work, and that's kind of the big deal. You don't know what's going to work until you pull the trigger. The next thing we need to keep on going on here. Some of these things I will stay away from when you're looking at some of these offers. And I'm just going to tell you, like I think we were looking at one earlier, the Men's Life, where you've got the Rock and all this. They will get higher conversion rates, but I'm just telling you that probably at the end of the day, they're not. In my opinion, they're not worth the hassle to go through all the stuff it takes to. It's just not worth it. I'm just telling you. Short term, it may make you a lot of money, but in the long term, not something that's going to be um, sustainable. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Also, we want to stay away from anything that looks just way too hypey, over the top. So I'm just going to go with the skincare. I do like the skincare, and the great thing is skincare isn't quite as scrutinized as much as diet, weight loss, muscle gain. Those things are scrutinized till the cows come home. Looking younger, skincare, that kind of stuff, really not scrutinized. Typically, beauty and results are in the eye of the beholder. So definitely keep that in mind. So I've got those applied for. So at this point, we need to wait till we get that applied before we go further. But I don't want you to sit here and have to wait for me to get all these things approved. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take these landing pages, go ahead and build out our pre-sale pages. Once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and create an angle and get these in Yahoo. Now, this is the big deal. A lot of times we make the mistake of thinking, oh, it's fine, it's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to tell you like it is. At the end of the day, you're going to be better off. Now, if I had to tell you that this one trick was one of my favorite tricks in the world, I cannot express this enough. Okay, we're going to be doing a better than Botox, look younger type scenario, anti-wrinkle serum. This is our next move. Because A, I'm not going to promote anything I don't think is legit. That's just me personally, my ethics, just how I'm going to go. So I want to go ahead and look at a couple different things. First of all, have other people, which, better than Botox, have other people promoted something like this? The answer is, I know they have. The next question I have, if they have promoted stuff like this, and I don't really care about the SEO rankings as much as I care about the paid search rankings, what I want to look is what are other people using, what kind of product names are they using, which really isn't that important to me, but most importantly, what type of headlines and angles are they using? That's really what I'm really, really after. So let's take a look at this. Botox, if you notice, all of a sudden, go Charles, there's like a loss of ads here. Where are they? Guess what? Occasionally, especially with good old fashioned Google, they're going to not let you see ads because Botox is, guess what? You see the R? It means somebody has already said, hey, it's registered me, you can't use that word. Okay. So why don't we go to the anti-wrinkle cream? Do you see how we kind of made that, just a slight change in wording will present us completely different results here. And we've got anti-wrinkle face cream, anti-Oz's. I probably would, just stay away from Dr. Oz. Just stay away from his name. Top 10 aging creams. Wrinkle Cream's top 10 list. People inherently like lists because it makes life easier. So we could potentially come up here and say the top 10 anti-wrinkle skin creams. And let me go ahead and open up a Word document here. A little handy dandy document. Let me open that up. And we're basically going to throw some ideas here. We need to create, remember, we're spending our money to figure this stuff out. And so what we're going to do, doctors prove, let's see, I don't want to use I don't want to use anything with Dr. Oz's name in it in any way, shape, or form. Just don't want to get any letters from him. Not that I've ever gotten any letters from him, but I don't want to get any letters from him. Attorneys are expensive, and it's just not something you typically can win. So we've got better than Botox. Same scenario here. Not many ads for the Botox stuff. Why does better than Botox for face wrinkles? I mean, from a standpoint, I'm already into this. I like this one a lot. Natural Beauty Secrets. This is what I would do. I mean, obviously we don't condone coming up stealing anybody's stuff, but I will say I like this. I like this title. I would use it. And if you look at this, it's pretty doggone good. Sponsored. I love these top 10. Other alternatives. Okay, you know what? I could have fun with this. Let me just go ahead and grab this right here. and nothing like a big scary needle on the page to scare the ever-loving daylights out of your prospects. Fear is a great motivator. You'd be amazed at how people use fear. Let's go ahead and convert that into an RFT document. Don't worry about that. And so at that point, we decided, okay, we've got it. I like the angle. What is better than Botox for face wrinkles? Um, you know, what you want to do, especially if something is the leading brand, everybody's looking for an alternative to the leading brand. What is better than Viagra? People, that's what people want to know. What is better than X, Y, or Z? It's just how we think, and I think we should take advantage of that. So let's go ahead and come over here. Our next thing is we've got our better than Botox. If we're going to this landing page right here, look years younger, all natural skincare. I like that could pay in really big if I come over here. Better than Botox, natural beauty secrets. Let's open that up because we're basically saying it's natural, and this page has the word natural. And as you see here, it is a very nice page. Better than Botox. Get instant volume and lift without needles. Women would love that. I mean, makes life easier. Okay, and if you look at this, Dr. Al Sears, a very famous, very well-known medical doctor. So, looking at that, it looks good. I like it a lot, better than Botox. And you see, this is short to the point. Doesn't need to be the most complicated thing ever. We can run that angle, but if you're running these two pages better than Botox here and here, which I'm sure there's a difference because there's an ID number difference here. Whatever the case may be, I want to continue to tie that in. Better than Botox, injection-free solutions for younger skins. So we've got this. Our next step is we need to build out our pre-sale page. So let's come back over here and let's do that right now. Okay, so let's take a peek at this. We've got these wonderful, wonderful ads here. The problem, or not a problem, but when you're looking at ads in Yahoo, they kind of show the domain. And if your domain is, cheat 'em, beat 'em, and how now, I just don't think it's going to be that well, if that makes sense. I just don't think you want to do that. So you want to have a domain that makes sense, or if you're doing, like we said, we're looking over here where they're going to BrainJet or going to, I forgot what the other one was, odometer. Those are branding where they're arbitraging, like Outbrain or Taboola. They're basically doing arbitrage. Nothing wrong with that. I think their scripts actually will do that for you. But with that said, we're going for a direct sale. We'll cover that later, maybe in another course, but as this example here, we're going to be covering this stuff. So what do we need to do? First of all, we need to find our angle, which I believe we've already kind of, beat that out. We're going to try to say better than Botox. Botox, trademark name, going to end up in a whole lot of trouble. We don't want to do that. Anti-wrinkle facial creams. We can use something like that. I'm going to go with skincare for younger looking skin.com. If that domain was available, I would jump for joy. Don't know if it is available. We will find out. That's our next step. Let's hop over to Namecheap and see what we can buy. Skincare for younger looking skin. I know you say, but wait a second. You're going to buy this domain? It's available. I can get this new IO domain for $58, or I could just be like a slacker like everybody else in the planet and go with a .com name. Oh gosh, I think I'll fall into the category of slacker any time of the day. Now, one of the reasons I've picked this particular domain name is for skincare for younger looking skin. They're over at Yahoo. They're going to see that. That's going to show up in the domain name. I'm not trying to fake it. I'm not trying to spoof it. I'm not trying to do anything wrong with it. That is the domain I want to use. And when people see that, most people, well, Charles, it needs to be a short little sweet domain. No. For this particular stuff, guess what? We're going for the major benefit in the domain name. It's well worth it. And I'm going to pause this while I actually buy this particular domain name, because I really don't think you want to see me fill it in, put in my DNS servers. Once we've got this done, we're going to go ahead and throw up a blog, and we're going to go ahead and hit it and get it. So let me pause the video right here. As you see, we're paying a whopping $12.86 here, and that's it. Let me go ahead and get the domain set up. Now, I'll host my domains on a different server. You're buying it from Namecheap, wherever you want to buy it. All these guys have hosting. I'm just going to tell you, for the most part, most of the hosting plans are about the same. Until you start running a lot of traffic. After about 300 connections per hour, most of the shared hostings will just pretty much kind of poop out. Everybody's different. I've got some people that will not take a chance. You're running a lot of traffic. You probably don't want to trust it to a $19 per month plan. If you're getting started on day one and you're just trying to get your feet wet, go with something like this. Not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and hop over to my domain hosting, and we're going to set up a blog together. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, we have logged in. We've got skincare for younger looking skin. Hopefully I spelled that right. Now the next thing is we need to go to cPanel because we need to install a blog. Do you need to install a blog? No, absolutely. We could go over to lead pages. And at this point, I could actually run my traffic to lead pages. The problem is I don't want my domain in Yahoo to show up, mediabuyer.leadpages.skincare. If we install a blog, then I can just go over to lead pages and plug in the little plugin. And guess what? Everything works. Let's go ahead and log in right now. Okay, we have logged into cPanel here. Now, at this point, we just need to scroll down till we see the big, happy, fantastical deluxe face. So let's go ahead and click on that. And we can install WordPress. So once you've clicked here, you click on WordPress, which will install it. That's on the right hand side. Ignore all these other things here. I mean, there are tons of stuff that are like neat, work neat, kind of good, kind of sort of, maybe, who knows, do we really care? Go with something that works. Go with WordPress. Let's go do a new install. We want to also do the install in the root directory, so leave that blank. And like most people, we're going to type in admin, and we will delete the admin as soon as we create it. Password, I'm going to call this one supercat21. Just a completely random, useless password that we will delete as soon as we delete this admin access right here. And we're going to call this admin. Email address, you want to remove that. Put in your email address. In this case, will be kirklandcharles@gmail.com. Site name, install WordPress. Now I'm going to show you the couple ways to do this. Let's go ahead and click on Finish Install. I highly recommend whenever you do this, you grab the username and password and go plug it into a nice little notepad someplace, somewhere, and save that, or else guess what? You're going to be coming back going, what's the username, what's the password? You don't want to deal with that. Let's go ahead and click on this right here. Error establishing database connection. That's never a good sign. Let's come back over here. And you do not have access to the database. Well, that completely and utterly sucks. We do not offer any kind of support. This is an issue that belongs to me on my server, so this is something you should never see. You don't have access to that. Let me fix that right now. I know what the problem is, so let me hop on the phone with Storm on Demand and get that fixed right now. Now, we got a couple ways we can handle this puppy. First, and I'm going to tell you the easiest way. I'm just going to tell you the easiest way first. I'm going to show you another more complex way. Either way, the results would be approximately the same getting started. After some testing and tweaking, one will probably work better than another, but a lot of products depend on how fast can you get it done. So we're going to go to lead pages, and we're going to click down to the native ads landing page from Charles Kirkland. Strangely enough, I would be using a template created by me for my own project. Can you imagine this? Okay. So we've got our stuff here, and we can go back and add this. All this stuff can be added later. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save on this, and we're going to call this the younger looking skin. And we'll actually, I know, can you believe this? I'm going to actually name it something that would be useful, like younger looking skin. Let's go ahead and hit done. Let's go ahead and publish this thing. Now I got to save it before I publish it, and we'll come back and tweak it a little bit here. Saving, and we need to publish it. Now we can publish it directly to our WordPress blog if we have a plugin like your own server here, or let's go to WordPress. So download the lead page plugin. So I'm going to click on this. And what's going to happen, I'm actually going to download, so We're going to download that, and I'm going to actually upload that little template, and we will go from there. Okay, we have just downloaded the good old-fashioned Lead Pages plugin. I'm going to go over to WordPress, and I'm going to go to Plugins. I'm going to click on Plugins on the right-hand side. Now, if you see your menu collapse like that, there's a button here which will expand it out. No big deal. We need to add new, and from there we need to upload plugin. So when you click this, you basically just go find it in your hard drive and click install, and it installs. Pretty basic. So I've clicked on install, and basically, if you've got a plugin, you may install it by uploading here. Choose file. I mean, literally, I'm going to click here and find the file. Okay, I've found the file on my hard drive. Click install, and this will install, allowing me to basically use this good old-fashioned, super duper high quality, cannot believe it's by Charles template for free. And let's click on activate plugin, because after you install it, you need to activate the plugin. So let's go ahead and click on activate, and we're good to go. So let's go down to, at this point, we're done. I mean, at this, we can basically come back over here. Normally, I do not have this many phone calls in a week. For some reason, I've got phone calls all over the place today. Who knows? Doesn't make much difference. So I'm going to come down to lead pages, and we're going to go ahead and add a new page. I know, can you believe that? And maybe we want our home page to, in this case, we're going to go with the U, because that's the one I think I created. We can also have it as a normal page. Let's go ahead and hit publish. Give it a second. Let's go ahead and view. And if we do that, this is the skincare. This is the home page for the skincare for younger looking skin. Now, obviously, I need to edit this and then have my wife fix it, because my grammar will tear it up horribly. Nobody would ever buy anything in a million years if you saw my grammar. So we're going to go ahead and edit this, make it look cleaner, make it look younger, because pain relief for golfers, even though this is a great pre-sale page, would not necessarily cut it for skincare for a younger looking skin. So that is the next step. We're going to go ahead and edit that out. And at this point, once we've got this done and the image, we can go ahead and go back into the campaign, go ahead and set it up with tracking, get it into Yahoo, and go from there. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, because you don't want to see me type and horribly mistype all this stuff. Okay, let's have a look at this. We've got our handy dandy little thing here called lead pages, and any updates I make in lead pages will automatically show up on my cool little plugin that transfers them. So let's go ahead and start with the image. Now click here to enter images, and you can see some stuff I've done, but there's nothing in here with a big beautiful picture of skincare, nothing related to it. So we have to find one. How do we find an image for skincare? We can go buy one, which is cool, but there is an alternative, and it's perfectly legal, and it's probably a smart and effective way to do this. I promise you my phone never beeps this much. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this puppy off. It barely ever rings during the week. So let's type in maybe younger looking skin. Okay, let's see, younger looking skin, if I can type it in. And we're going to go to Google search, and we're going to do something very novel. We're going to look for images that allow us to have rights to fix. So I've got younger looking skin, and before you jump out, go, my Charles, these are just absolutely beautiful images. We need to click on where it says the good old-fashioned icon, the little gear, and we need to go to advanced. We need to scroll to the bottom and click on usage right, free to use, share, even commercially. Hit search. You'll find out the images don't quite look as good, but we're trying to get down dirty and find a quick little image here. So we're just trying to find something that is, oh, this would work. I actually would go with this one here, facial Wikipedia. Don't you love the wiki? And I'm going to click on her image. It's big, it's huge. I'm going to drag this to my handy dandy little desktop, and we're going to keep on going. We've got more stuff to look at. Let me back up over here, and I could put younger, in this case younger looking skin. I could put young skin, or I could do something that's related to Botox. Don't want to see some dude showing his half naked stuff up there, so let's just type in Botox here. I might edit that out if I've got time. and we've got Botox here. So let's take a peek at this image. Big Rich Texas Botox Party Finasca. I don't know if I want to use that. Let me come over here. I like this. I have no clue who these people are, but you know what? I'm going to grab their image because Google said I could grab their image. Anytime you have medical doctors, it just immediately, it's like, it gives a huge improvement just because it's like it's medical. It obviously must be legit. That's just one way to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and come over here. The next thing you want to look at maybe is the word cosmetic, and what you want to look at. And I'm just kind of coming up with ideas at this point. Cosmetic surgery. Let's see what kind of free images we can come up with cosmetic surgery. Let's keep on going. We want to get one that looks good. And like I say, at the end of the day, you're going to be better off to go buy your images because you see we don't have nearly the amount of images we could have, if we went to someplace like Dreamtime. So let's go ahead and pop over to Dreamtime, and we'll take a peek at a few images we could use over there. Okay, now we're back over at Dreamtime. Now I will tell you, any day of the week, I would much rather use Dreamtime images if I can possibly get away with it. It just always seems to work better. So let's go ahead and just grab a couple images. And you want to use, like, we're selling youth here. So we want to definitely make sure we have somebody that's got very young, youthful looking skin. That looks good right there. I'll tell you, these look okay, but at the end of the day, if you could have something like this, which is more of a medical procedure, especially, if a woman, and you also need to understand what is the perspective. If a woman is looking at, okay, I want younger skin, okay, if she's even considering Botox, she knows that there's some injections directly into the face. I don't really know too many women that wake up and go, yeah, it's not so bad. Let's just go ahead and give me some facial injections because, I hadn't had any today. That is not the case. So anytime you can come up with, a medical procedure or anything that, looks a little more natural, anything like that, like this before and after looks good. Anytime you can come up with that, you're going to be better off. Let's go type in Botox. Click on that, see what we can get here. And your images will look better. If you were going to go for, well, I don't know any guy who's woken up and wanting Botox. So the dude here with the 5 o'clock shadow Botox image isn't going to really cut it too well. Like that right there, completely terrifying. If you'll always do better if you've got real images of real people. And you also don't want to have anything that's too freaky that Yahoo's going to say, no, we're not doing that. So pick whatever you want to use. I'm just going to tell you, it does make a difference, but to get started, you need to get stuff split tested out the gate. Just get started. So I'm going to go ahead and click on edit image, and I've got the image that we currently have. So I'm going to go ahead and upload it. So I'm going to click on upload image, and we're going to upload that. Okay, I grabbed the image, and it is currently uploading, which is fine. Once we have the image uploaded, at that point, it becomes just a real simple feature of just grabbing this image, hit done, and guess what? It's boom, already in there. So that part is done. Our next step, we need to come over here, pain relief for golfers. While pain relief for golfers is certainly something we want to look at, that's not the pretext we're using, because remember, we're going to be basing this off, is it better than Botox? So let's come over here and close those out. Close that out. We don't need the mommy potamus, which I thought was rather not really the most appealing name. Better than Botox. Okay. And I'm going to come over here and type in better than Botox. We're going to close these out. Come over here. And immediately we need to go ahead and better than Botox. And Botox is a registered, so you probably would want to use the little whole registered little thing that says, yeah, that, it's completely registered. Over here, as seen. Now, I'm just going to tell you this. We're using just a standard handy dandy one here. I'm just going to tell you, if you could come in here and add some additional stuff, from the logo standpoint, if we came over here and as seen on these places, we could grab this as an image, we could actually use that. That would help. It's questionable whether you can use their AKTIV name. That's definitely questionable because you don't want to appear to be them. So definitely keep that in mind. And you want to kind of scroll down. Is there anything that you could use that would work for your particular offer? As seen on these always work good anytime you can have as seen on. So we could potentially use that. And I'm going to just show you what I'm going to probably do. And this is, it's up to you how you want to handle it. So I'm going to close that out. I'm looking for instant credibility. So right here for my logo, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab this. And this is not wrong. So I don't want anybody to go, oh, Charles, you can't do that. Watch me. Watch this. We're assuming that these guys are legit. Like with everything online, sometimes you just have to take that other people are telling the truth. So I'm going to grab that image and I'm going to save it as my logo 21. I'm going to save that. Let me go ahead and pause this. Okay, I've uploaded, and honestly, we could spend the time, shrink the images down. We could actually make the colors look better. For this case, I'm just going to go ABC CBS as seen on. Okay, and how to free yourself from lower back pain. We need to find something that's going to be pretty doggone convincing, because remember, our prospects are out. They're not even thinking about skincare. We have to grab their attention. We have to immediately say what we're doing is going to make your life better. So with that said, let's come back over here and find out how we can use that. Injection-free solution for a younger skin. Guess what? I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot. Let's go ahead and paste that in. And unfortunately, you see sometimes we get some of these things that get brought over. So we need to go into a text document. And once you're in a text document, you can paste in, I'm going to just show you this. I pasted in here the injection-free solution for a younger skin. And how about maybe looking for an injection-free solution. Let me just type in solution for younger looking skin. And I'm going to tell you, once you create one of these, create a couple of them. I mean, you're spending your dollars to figure out what's working. So let's come back over here. Looking for an injection free. Now, one of the reasons I love asking these kind of questions, when people see this kind of stuff, they're almost, whether they know it or not, they're pretty much compelled to, oh yes, I need to answer the solution because I just have to. That's just where people are at. They just have to answer. It's just who it is. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead, and you can do all kind of stuff up here. We're not really getting into that. I'm just going to tell you that keep it clean, keep it simple, and let's go ahead and save this. Okay, come back over to this page and refresh. You will notice all of a sudden, as simple as what I just did, all this just happens pretty much in real time. So I just need to come up with a quick little pre-sale page. I need to spend a minute or two reading through this. And guess what? One of the interesting things, a lot of times you can get the content you need directly off these pages. I'm just going to tell you, you can just directly grab it. And quite often that's really all you need to do. Okay, we've got our handy dandy little page built. I'm going to go ahead and save this thing. Let me come over here and close. Go ahead and hit save. Now, I'm going to kind of back up here. Now, we've got the page. Let's go ahead and take a look at the page on our own site. So let me refresh this. Okay, we've got, as seen on, which I need to update that. I think that could definitely, be a little tweaked. Secrets to celebrity skincare, what makes a celeb skin look so good. There again, it's not, I'm going to sell you on something. And I've got, like I said, grab this. We know where this came from. There will be women who will sit here and try, for days, I would imagine, trying to guess who this celebrity is getting her face done in whatever the case may be. And we want to go ahead and start with the yes questions, and then we go to the content. Now, I like to try to break the content up. I don't like to have big chunks. This is a little more of a bigger chunk than I would like, but it's one of those things. The first version is never going to be perfect. You've got to test it, tweak it, and so forth. Now, we've gone on, pretty much copy, and you feel free to copy this. A lot of this came directly from their page, and then we've got to get it risk-free. Now, at this point, we need to put in some good old-fashioned hyperlinks, and this is where we need to really decide on what kind of tracking platform to use. And I could tell you, we could go for days about tracking. So I'm gonna just tell you, going into a lot of tracking is really beyond the scope of this video. We could do entire courses on it. And the second thing, a lot of people are hung up on it. CPV Labs, Volusion, Improvely, it honestly really makes no difference. Tracking 202, all of them are going to be different. Now, if I show you one, somebody's going to say, hey, you didn't show me how to use this, that, or the other. So to make things simple and easy, I'm just going to do it down and dirty. Let's get the code here from the affiliate network. Grab this. I mean, we're talking down, and this is as down and dirty as you can get for setting up the code here. We've got an image here, and like I said, we can edit that if we want to. We don't want to do that. Let's come down here. I am going to grab this text right here, and I don't necessarily know if I can hyperlink it. I'm not really sure if I can do that in. Let me just do this. I'll show you exactly what I did. Okay, claim your trial today. I just basically click to edit, go to URL, and we've pasted this in. Now we could use sub IDs, and you could have like page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to confuse you. I just want you to get started. You will learn more from doing this than ever watching this video. That's really how it happens. You can open link in new window, new tab, use no follow. We're not worried about any of that. This is the tracking link. Go ahead and hit done, and I've got this right here. And I'll just tell you, there's I know a lot of people, we could add this and this and this. There's a lot of stuff we could do. There's a boatload of stuff we can do. But you know what? At the end of the day, it kind of comes down to getting the click. Okay, let me go ahead and hit done on that. And I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to actually take it. I'm not going to underline it. Let me click in here. Actually, I'm going to grab that. Actually, let's go ahead and just make this a hyperlink. So I'll show you what I did. Okay, everything you click in is like a different section. So this section is this main body section here. I'm going to highlight all this, click on this little link icon up here, and I'm going to paste in my link here and hit done. So we've got a link here, got a link here. In a perfect case scenario, I would have more images. If I did this with optimized press, it would be obviously a little different on the setup. But to get you going, this is what you need to get started with. Also, we would add retargeting code here, where we'd go into our tracking code. We would have tracking code. Now, the key is you don't know if people are behind or not. So you couldn't remove them when they did a conversion or made a purchase. But I would actually add in retargeting code here, maybe for Facebook, retargeting code here for maybe not perfect audience, but I prefer ad roll personally. So ad roll, Facebook, I would have that in there, maybe even Site Scout. They're a little more friendly, if you know what I'm saying. Go ahead and hit save. Go through it, look at it one more time. Also, if you can highlight these, and if you turn these into links, anything you turn into a link, the better off you're going to be. So you can come over here, edit these things, you can change them. Problem is I can't make it into a link, or if I can, I don't quite know how. So with that, I'm just scroll on down, try it risk free. And what you may want to come down to is come over here, and actually you can highlight some of these things. Highlight the words you see, click on that, turn it into a link. I can actually remove that, and I'll just show you, get one younger. I can actually highlight this and click here. We've made that into a hyperlink. Looks good, looks good. Okay, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and click on lead option pages, hit done, save. We could publish it. Not a big deal there. And guess where do we publish it to? Our good old-fashioned server. So this is what's on the main domain. We look at it, appears to be just an article. Click on this, help you look younger, and we're at the landing page. Now, this is what I do personally. I would actually have this rotating through multiple offers. There are 3 of these offers in XYZ Elite. So I would come over here, I'd grab all three of these, one click upsell, free trial. I'd rotate them. You would be amazed at something as simple as even like minor variations on the page would make a difference. The next thing I'd want to do would be to actually start rotating. Having one page is good. It's not enough, really, in my opinion. I would have multiple pages, multiple takes on it, multiple images, and take the time to do it right. I mean, it's not like the traffic's not going to be there next week. It's not like we have like, oh gosh, you have 5.5 hours to get the traffic in, and it's going to. No, that's not the case. So guys, take your time, do it right, and that's the easy way to do it. Now let's come back to Yahoo Ads Manager. And let's go ahead. A couple things I need to talk to you about that we haven't gone over yet. First of all, let's go ahead and get our image. We need to upload it. And we have a large image and a basic image. So I'm going to click on upload here. I'm going to just go ahead and get that one uploaded. Okay, we've clicked the upload for the minimum image. Also, we need to get a larger image. Now, the issue is the minimum image is 1200 by 627. This does not mean that you can have an image that's 1100 by 550. They want a minimum image of that size. So let's go ahead and get an image of that size. In a perfect scenario, we would actually have this image match this image, and we would be better off. Unfortunately, the image I've got, I don't think it comes in that high of a resolution, but let's go ahead and go back to Google Images and find one that maybe looks similar. And we do that by going to Google, clicking on Images, and let's type in younger looking skin. I've got that. Let's go ahead and click on the magic icon for advanced search. Come down to filtered by license commercially. Advanced search here. And I think we saw it down here. That's some freaky stuff that's just a little on the freaky deaky side for me. So let's go ahead. Let's see, view the image. Okay, and this image is big enough. So I'm going to grab this image and drag it over to my hard drive here. And then we're going to come back over here and upload that image. So I'm going to just click on upload, and I'll get that started right now. I clicked on it, and it is currently uploading the image. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We have the ability here to edit it, crop it. Let's go ahead and let's say, okay, I want to get maybe this part of it really, really good. Let's do. And we've got the basic image. So, I mean, I think that looks good. Now, this is where some fun comes in. Ha ha ha. Okay. Ad title, look up to 10 years younger in 14 days. I like that, and I probably will be using that. But what was the main topic? What is the angle that we took with this particular scenario? Celebrity skin. What makes celebrity skin look so good? Don't know, but people are infatuated with celebrities, so therefore, who am I to argue with them? And let's go ahead and click that in, and we're like 9 over. So this is what we could do. We can sit here and we could, literally try to like squeeze out 6 characters, however we want to slice it, however we want to dice it. We could also come over here and grab one of these, maybe Perfect Skin Secrets. And remember, all these we can use for split testing. Just because you're not using one doesn't mean you can't come back and use that later. Perfect Skin Secrets from Hollywood celebrities. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, the description of the ad. This advanced facial skin cream, wrinkle reduction cream will make you look 10 years younger. That's great if we were doing the 10 years younger angle, which we did not. We instead went for the celebrity Hollywood stuff. So let's go ahead and add a description in here. This is where this thing could right here pay off. Or tips for flawless skin. Okay. The key here is we have a lot of space. We have actually a fairly good bit of space. The question is, how can we make the best use of that space? First of all, we need to get something that's going to be compelling, because they're sitting here, they're browsing Perfect Skin Secrets from Hollywood. We need to give women a reason why they need to basically choose our product. And we don't want to do anything here. We don't want to use any of this stuff right here. We want to find something in here. Because remember, the whole thing is we need to tie it into celebrity some way, shape, or form. Because I'm just going to tell you, you need to tie in, because if you don't tie in the whole celebrity thing, it's going to be a complete and utter disaster. So let me click over here. Okay, let's get back over here. Now I've copied and pasted as usual. You know how this is, and it's this problem is way too much text. And the issue is people will. I mean, when it's a lot of text bunched up like this, it becomes hard to read. Okay, perfect skincare secrets from celebrities. We have to tie into that. Celebrities are no longer receiving costly skincare procedures like Botox and dermafills. Instead, they are using, I'm going to just say, a Hollywood secret, a special cream. Let's see. Instead, they're using, I don't want to talk about active ATM. I might. If you're looking to ease wrinkles and improve your skin tone like the celebrities do, will help you look years younger. Okay, problem is I'm like 140 characters over. I mean, I've like blown the limit of which I can write here. It says 140 Charles, you screwed up. Okay, costly skincare procedures like Botox, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to take this out because I don't have to deal with the Botox trademark issues. Okay, instead they're using active. Instead they're using this. Okay, let me go there, see what we're down. We're down to 107 to yield quick, visible results. If you're looking to erase wrinkles and improve your skin, let's like the celebrities do. Any word that you can take out. It's funny. I talked to a guy who's no need to drop names, but he's a very famous comedian, and we were just talking about like the art of writing jokes. And his comment to me was, writing jokes is a function of knowing what to take out. It's not about adding more in. He goes, any idiot can add more in. It takes a genius to edit it out. So definitely keep that in mind. And I want to kind of show you what you're looking at right here. And so you know you've got a lot of this. Some of it you're not going to quite see. And let's see. I'm going to take that out. We're down to 59. We're getting better. Okay. Instead, they're using this to get. Like, I mean, just like the word yield, we're going to put get quick visible results. Okay, we're down to 46. If you're looking to wrinkles and improve your skin like the celebrities do. Okay, I mean, it's anything you can come through. This is the magic of it, and this is where a lot of people really make the mistake of like trying to add too much stuff. It's not about adding too much stuff in. It's really a function of just getting and editing it out. I mean, and I think that's where most people just don't get it. They try to add too much in. Celebrities are no longer receiving costly skin care procedures. Are no longer. Okay. Let's see if what we can do. Can I even make this? How can we do this? So let's go ahead and keep on tweaking this puppy. Okay. Copy and paste it. We're 3 over. I mean, the fact that we're 3 over, that's fine. I'm going to figure it out somewhere. Celebrities are no longer receiving, or I'm going to say instead of receiving, we don't want to say getting too many times, are no longer wasting money, or no longer receiving costly skincare procedures. Instead, they're getting, in this case, they are getting quick, visible results with this powerful anti-aging technology. Okay, how can we fix this? We have 3 words. 3 spaces I need to take out are no longer, I'm going to just say waste. Maybe we can say wasting money on costly. We want to, instead they're getting quick, visible. Can we say fast? I mean, this is how it comes down to, guys. I know a lot of people think this is dumb. You know, visible results. Getting, maybe just say faster results with this perfect. I'm happy with this. And I might even go back and see if I can like powerful anti-aging technology here. Younger skin, we have got our link, our display link, because we're going to this landing page first. That's good. Let's go back and look at this here. So let's go ahead and take a peek. Then celebrities are no longer receiving costly skincare procedures. Instead, they're getting fast results with this powerful anti-aging technology. And looks good. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, let's keep on going. Let's go ahead and let's save the ad. We're not done yet by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, now we need to define the audience. Now, this is interesting. And I've talked to my Yahoo rep here. They got 220 million visits per day. So we are good to go. Now, we can actually go down state, city, zip code. Once you get some data, then you can do that. Starting out, just pick the U.S., test it, get the results. Also coming over here, you know, you can add it in any place you want to. English, yes, we want English. That's because this product is in English. Who is this for? Males, females, and all. This is for females. If you're doing something like prepping, you would do males. Bodybuilders, you do males. But in this case, we're going to do females. What are they interested in? So this is the key. You come down here, and these will help them narrow down where your stuff's going to be seen. Like home and garden, I got plenty of garden like woodworking stuff I would use for like in maybe over in the gardening and the home repair stuff of that nature. But guess what? We're going to come up here and we're going to say give it to us in the beauty and personal care and face and body care. I mean, that's where we want to add that in. That's the category. That's what people are interested in. Now, this is people are searching for what keywords. We can add these in. We can actually do broad. We can even do exact. You can get up to 50 of these, by the way. And I like Jennifer Lopez anti-aging stuff. So we're going to look through here. I'm going to keep adding these in. And we can keep here. I'm going to just go ahead and start because I'm assuming you're not going to have that. So this is the thing to do. What do we type in? We're going to type in younger looking skin. And let's get it suggesting keywords. So in this case, it's going to be a broad keyword. I like that. Now this is the thing. We can actually modify these things. This is the interesting thing. You can leave the keywords off and you can come back later and modify those keywords. So I don't want you to think that, oh gosh, I got to have the best keywords right now to have this done. No, click on here and just click on suggest keywords. I mean, celebrity, Hollywood, keep on going. I mean, this is really how you do it. Secret anti-aging. Let's add all. Now we've selected 10. Guess what? These are great, but we could probably do more. So Charles, how do we do more? Well, we could actually cheat. You say, well, great. That sounds like a winner. No, just bear with me for a minute here. We could actually go, what are some name brand skin products we would like to maybe have our words showing up for? Like maybe there's something like Rejuviderm, maybe like Botox. Can you think about this? Maybe we could group it down to what are skincare products? Oil of Olay, Lancome. What are some celebrities who have skincare? Like Jennifer Aniston has her own skincare. What are skincare products we could compete against from a brand name standpoint? So a lot of there, I'm just going to leave it like this. And you can, Charles, what's some more stuff? Let's just type in younger skin. We could do, okay, let's see, anti-wrinkle. Okay, search. Okay, let's see, wrinkle. Actually, how about this? Let's type in skin. You gotta be careful because I mean, when you type in skin, you just don't know. Okay, I'm gonna have to come over here. Probably would use like skin. I think that's too broad, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Younger skin, anti-aging, best we can. A lot of things like here we can do, like go back and tackle these. Look good. And these are broad. We can come back and do exact match. So that's fine with that. This is extremely important. This is very, 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 very important right here. You go, Charles, what is the difference from a Yahoo native ad and just a Yahoo mobile? Okay, mobile is only on mobile devices. Native ads can be on a mobile, tablet, or phone, or a desktop. So what are you willing to pay cost per click? I'm going to just say 75 here, and for a mobile, I might say 50. Is that in the range of where it could be? It could be any range. A lot of it is I would rather bid something. I'd rather bid higher, go in and get some fast results, and then come back. So we can do per day. Let's just do $100 per day. Okay, and start running immediately. Do not do immediately. Do not do immediately. Go ahead. This is the smartest thing to do because you're buying this data. Remember, we're buying the data here. One of the big issues to look at is, let's just say we're buying traffic on the 7th and we want it to run to the 14th. That would, or even we could even say the 13th here. That will give us, and let's just say $100 a day. Charles, I don't have $100 a day. Okay, we'll make it $20 a day. Make it whatever you want to make it to feel comfortable. The key is you will need to run it over a couple days because you will find there will be certain days will spike. Like maybe during the weekend, women are looking for more skincare products. Maybe on Monday they're looking for more skincare products, and they're not looking for as many on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We don't know that yet, so we have to run with that and just go with what we've got. Campaign name. What would the campaign name be? Something that's going to make sense. Now, what in the world happened here? All the data I had filled out is disappeared. Um, oh, I saved the ad. Never mind. I was like freaked out. Gosh, I'll screw something up horrible. Okay, so we're gonna call this. What would we call? If we had to like copy this and randomly had to come up with a name for a campaign and just say that you needed to have something, maybe you'd want to call it like younger looking skin. Okay, and let's go ahead and start the campaign off right now. Next thing we need to go ahead and enter in some payment methods. Sorry, something went wrong. What in the world went wrong? I hope I didn't screw something up while we're talking here. Part of it is this campaign has been open since early this morning when I started talking to you about it. And it's probably at this point, they're like, Charles, your campaign's probably timed out. So I'm going to have to just log back in. Just hold on 1 second. Now it's time for the difficult part of like entering your payment information, and which you probably don't need to know anyway. So I'm going to put you on pause while I do that for this particular campaign. Just hold on 1 second. Okay, everything's been entered, and at this point we're waiting a start date. Now, one of the questions, why did I like wait for it to start tomorrow versus like right now? Because we need traffic this minute. Truth of the matter is, if I started a campaign today, like right now, I'm gonna like run it for a couple days. The problem is, am I going to cut it off right now at the exact time in so many days? I like to start these things on clean start dates, clean hours, clean ends. And that way when you examine the data, because I mean, there's the impression like I'm going to like start making money on day one and this is the greatest thing ever. Typically it's a function of you're going to be split testing. You're also going to be looking at when do you get the most clicks? What time of the day do you get the most impressions? That's the kind of stuff you need to know. And I like to make it easier to deal with because if let's just say I started today and I only get 500 impressions or 500 clicks, whatever the case may be, I'm going to end it and I'm going to say, well, for some reason this day was horrible. I only got like half as many clicks as I got these other days, but yet I started at like 2/3 when the day was over with. So you need to really look at that, and it makes it cleaner for your reporting. Just makes life better in general. So the campaign is waiting for the start date. Channel is Gemini, goals, website visits. We can edit all this stuff once we get into it. We can go into add more keywords. We can do a lot of other stuff with it. But to get you started, this is probably the fastest way to get started. And when it comes to tracking, like I said, use whatever tracking platform you want to use. It doesn't necessarily make a difference. The key is just to get started someplace, somehow, somewhere. Now, as you're looking at this, go, Charles, is this the only pre-sale page we can make? No, not at all. Not in any remote fashion. There are a lot of things we could do, and most people would probably leave you at this one pre-sale page and say, "Oh, if you don't have lead pages, you're screwed. Have fun, whatever, blah blah blah." That's not the way we play these games. So let's keep on keeping on. Let's go into WP Admin. And we're going to actually upload a theme, and I'm going to build another pre-sale page in a slightly different format, slightly different style. And obviously it's up to you to pick what works best for you, for your business, for your technical level. The reason that I went with lead pages from a technical standpoint, it's really very simple, very basic, doesn't require a massive amount of technical skills. What I'm going to show you next does not require a lot of technical skills. It does require a higher level of skills. So let's go into themes, and we're going to go ahead and upload Optimize Press. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to grab Optimize Press and upload it via FTP. So hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm going to tell you the damn dirty thing what I did. Most people don't know how to use FTP. I've got videos on it. You can go to YouTube. Still does not negate the fact that most people don't know how to use FTP. So I'm just using cPanel to upload the files using the cPanel manager. I said, hey, grab this particular file, upload it, and that's what it's doing. It's uploading right now. Optimize Press. I'll actually click a few buttons. You see it's like, uploading here. It's like a 20 meg thing. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for a second. Once it's finished, I'll show you how to execute it and set it up. Okay, we've got this. It's uploaded. Let's go back to the file manager, and if you look here, we've got optimized press. Now you notice these are folders. This is a zip file. We need to click on the extract button, and it will extract the entire theme nice and tightly. Things will look good if I didn't screw up something. So often comes the case, did I screw something up? Don't necessarily know. We'll find out in a few moments. So let's come back over here. I'm going to log back in, and we will keep it on. Come over to WordPress. Let's go back to themes, and we have optimized press. Let's click on activate it, and error, missing key. I'm going to just pause this while I paste in my key. Ta-da! We've got it pasted in. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the site, and you'll notice it's like, but you say, Charles, what happened to it? Remember, this is very important. We installed the lead pages plugin, correct? Yes, we did. We told it to make the home page of the blog. It doesn't make any difference what theme I'm using. The home page of this blog will look like this. I can start building out other pages to split test in the back end. And that is the beauty of setting up lead pages first. It gets you at least into the game. You've got traffic coming in. And I'm just going to tell you, it will make most things you're doing 100 times easier. It just will make it a lot easier. So with that said, let's keep the good love going. So we're going to go down to optimize press, and we have to initially set these things up because you have to set up the blog first, and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to pick that blog. Looks fine. We could use either one we want. It's a personal preference. Just pick this one. Okay. Go ahead and go to step 2. Build your brand out. Do we have a logo, a header? I don't have any of that. Don't have time for that. Like to say, ain't got time for that. Copyright notice. The copyright notice, I will tell you, spend like the 30.5 seconds to copy your URL and paste down here. And just do this. Just make life easier for everybody, for all parties involved. Okay. Okay. And let's go ahead and hit continue. And side column. Yep, the side column looks good. Header, navigation, leave all that. Footer preference, all that. That's fine. We don't care. The only thing I want to do is kind of go through here and make sure it looks good. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do, which really doesn't involve any of that. But I have to kind of have that already set up to get the next step going here. We can actually turn on advertising, which would allow us, cough, cough, to place banners all over our website for skincare products. Just saying. Has potential. We can have people opt in for more skincare tips of the celebrities. Be a quite useful way to build a list. We can do Facebook sharing, which we can do that. That's fine. A lot of things we can do, and I'm just go ahead and hit continue. We're not going to cover everything we could do at this point. Okay, and we have successfully set up the blog. Let's go ahead and get to what I want to show you to do. We're going to go down to Page Builder, and we're going to call this, I'm going to call it Younger Skin 2. V2. And I'm going to go ahead and use a content template. I could select a blank page, but I'm going to tell you it's easier. It's quite often to start easier with a content template and go from there. So we can just pick any content template we want. Truly, for what we're doing, it truly makes no difference whatsoever what we're going to do to it. So I'm just going to come over here and pick whichever one you think gives you a nice warm fuzzy feeling. We can pick that one. Doesn't make any difference. Proceed to step 2. And then we're going to delete pretty much everything you see here. You say, oh, great, Charles, that sounds like a winner. I know. Okay, go ahead and click on that. Click on this. Click on that. And we've got this. We also want to change it from sample page. And we've got content here. I'm going to change that. And let's go ahead and make that into a published. Now, before we go a step further, I'm going to tell you I've used a lot of things. From a standpoint, lead pages, simple, quick, fast, down dirty, gets the job done. From a customization standpoint, I like lead pages. I've used ClickFunnels. Russell and them gave me early access. I've had it for a long time. I like it a lot. I'm just going to tell you a lot of it I'm still getting used to. And, visit to say it's better than Optimized Press. Don't know. I mean, I really can't tell you because I haven't used enough. I've, a buddy of mine, Lawton Childs, a very good copywriter, and you should definitely, look him up if you need copy done. Loves ClickFunnels. He's done some amazing things with ClickFunnels. So it's a, how to go one way or the other doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to click on Add Row, and I need to have like a, blog with banners on the side. A lot of different ways we could do it. I'm going to show you one way right here to do it. I'm going to go ahead and click 1/3. So I've got 2/3 of copy, 1/3 of banner. Insert over here. So we've got that. I'm going to go ahead and add another element. I'm going to add another row. I want one column, and I'm going to grab this column. You see when you move over this, you get these little buttons. Drag it up here. Add element. Elements, okay. Rows are the like one row, 2 rows, 3 rows, like like columns, kind of like well, here, this is better. Like these are like categories, like boxes, like shoe boxes, and these are dividers in the shoe box. So add element. I'm gonna type in headline, and if you see that, and it's well worth by way spending some time to go through this. We've got headline here, and I'm just gonna come over here and grab my headline like you see here. I'm also just going to paste it into a text document. It erases the formatting that can get carried over from copying and pasting. Believe me, I made those plenty of mistakes with that kind of stuff. We can have headline, no styling. Pick whatever you want to. There's not really a right or wrong way to do this. I'm just going to tell you that. You can use this to adjust the size. Typically, I go with the default. And celebrity, I like that. It looks good. We could actually go, Charles, I don't like it there. I think it's hideous. Fine, move it up here. Change the color to white. Get a little of that. Change the color to white. Insert. Completely different look. Let's go ahead and save and continue. I need to come back down here. So I've got my element here. Just wanted to show you that. I can go ahead and add elements in here. So I can add text for a text block, because isn't that really what I've got? I've got text here. Just pick the text you want to use. I'm going to tell you the easiest thing to do, and obviously, use whatever works for you. That's one of those things I always tell people. Use what works for you. Don't rely on me going, well, Charles said this works all the time. You don't. Just grab something. I'm going to grab what you see here. I'm going to paste it in here, which will basically eradicate all the formatting. Handy dandy little plain stuff here. And I'm going to come back into WordPress. I'm going to paste it in there. Could I have pasted all this in with the formatting it had? Absolutely. Wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference at the end of the day. So let's paste that in there. And if you notice, this is a light gray, which is good. But I like to make these fonts black because most of the women, who I'm just assuming here, that are looking at this are probably going to be my age or above. And let's see, paste that, make that black, insert that. Let's go ahead and go from. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this. I've got my text in there. It's looking good. Now, this is one of the beautiful things about what you're about to see. Add element. I'm going to add myself a good old-fashioned button. Imagine that. A button maker. These guys may actually know what they're doing. Just saying. So we could come over here and instead of get started now, could I possibly remotely come over here and just say try it risk-free? How's that possibility? Could I even go like that? And we can come back. We can change the hyperlink text in a second. This will be like, where does it link out to? This is what I do personally. I put all the actual hyperlinks in at the very end. And let me just show you this. And I think I may have just hit a bug. Let me take out this. Sometimes little things like that will cause chaos. There, try it risk-free. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, and we can actually update this. We can change it to pink. We can change it to anything we want to. I'm going to show you this. If you want to have a little more consistency in your offer, which you certainly can, right here, I can actually grab this entire image right here and use this. Watch this. I'm going to come over here, grab this entire image. I know. This is modern Marvel engineering at its best. Save, and I'm going to call it bottle. I'm going to save it onto my hard drive. So let me just pause the video while I save it. I just used good old-fashioned Jing to grab this image, and I saved it on my hard drive. I can come back over here, and this is what I need. I can actually come in here, add a new row, one column. Say we don't like this button here. Maybe this button, we don't like the way it looks. Guess what? Hit the X, which will delete it out. Come over here, add element. This case, we're not adding a button. What do we want to add? We want to add an image. So I'm going to click on images here. We have like the styles of images. So, like some of them have like borders, picture frames around it. We're going to go with the very top one. I'm going to click select file. Now I need to upload this image to my computer. So guess what? I can just click it, select file, go to my hard drive and find it. Hit resume, it's crunching. We have the link right here. And right now we're going to call it bottle. I'm going to get your risk-free trial. Okay, looks good. Alternative text. And I'm just going to tell you, some people, yeah, it doesn't hurt to have it. We don't want to have any captions beside it, by the way, not for this particular one. I will show you something in a minute. Will completely blow your mind. Link URL. If they click on this link, where do they go? Where would we want them to go if they click this link? Well, remember, I usually try to put all the hyperlinks in at the end. It just makes my life easier because that way I can sort them out. But in this case, I'm not. I'm just going to have to paste it in here for this example. And I want to insert this in. We can insert it medium, full size. Let's just put this puppy in at large. Insert into post. Looks good. Okay, let's put in no caption here. I'm going to paste in that link again. And I'm going to just hit insert. Let's save and continue. Let's go ahead and view a public viewing here. It's kind of like, when the artist unveils something, how's it going to look? And guess what? We're not there yet because we've got a few more things to do. I was hoping it would let me see it, but I just haven't gotten there yet. So unfortunately, this is one of those little drawbacks that we're dealing with. So risk-free trial, claim my trial offer. It looks good. And we can come over here and guess what? Since we're editing and I don't really want to add in all my hyperlinks yet, I really prefer doing those things at the end. Look, I can come over here, highlight that, find the insert link. Guess what? I just I made that a hyperlink. And we can actually make it bold if you wanted to. You could center it here. You can actually make that a bigger font. Insert. Keep on going. And let's come back here. Let's edit a few more things. I can go ahead and click on the pencil icon. Now, before we added the image completely by itself, here I'm going to be adding in an image by clicking Add Media here. And I'm going to click on Upload, or I could just drag files here. If I knew for sure that, okay, this is the image I want to use and it's to write this and write that, we can come over here and grab an image, drag in here, pretty basic type stuff here. So we have the image, and this is the URL. This is the title. I would actually change this to, skincare. Guess what? This is extremely important. There are two things we need to look at. First of all, link to media, no. We want a custom URL, and that custom URL happens to be my affiliate link. And we need to maybe make it a medium or thumbnail. I'm just say for medium right here. And this is the part that I think you're going to really enjoy. Most people don't realize this. When you look at an image, most people are drawn to the caption of the image. Guess what? I could come over here and put in claim your free trial. Now, where would I get this? Younger looking skin, like the celebrities. Okay, we could tie it in. So many things we can do with this. But I just want you to understand it's a huge opportunity. Caption, and you can put want younger skin. Or maybe better yet, because the whole thing is based on celebrities. Secrets to celebrity skin. And I'm going to show you this in a second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and insert. And let's go ahead and we still have some tweaking to do, by the way. Now, if you look at this, Charles, is something wrong because now the fonts aren't matching up. You're right. You're absolutely right. So how do we fix that? Well, I didn't mean for that to happen. Let me see if I can go back. What we need to do, and I hope I saved it. Let's see. And occasionally we don't save things. So let's go ahead and close this out. I could have basically erased all the work I just did. And I have done that before. And it's good that you see it happens to me because I don't want you to think, well, Charles never has any of these problems. Let's go ahead and view this particular page. Guess what? We're good to go. So let's look at this. We've got our headline up here. We can actually fix that and do some tweaking. We can make this font wrap around this image, which will look good. I could even add additional hyperlinks in here. We can bold, give it a little more pizzazz. And this big giant risk-free trial, claim your order now. So come up to Optimize Press, click on Live Editor. Okay, we need to go ahead and click the pencil icon. Now, once we do that, we can click on this right here, this icon right here, and we can actually start editing this stuff. Remember, because we inserted this in here, there are a couple things we could do. Alignment to the left. And when we do that, things dramatically change. Let's go ahead and insert. Okay, and look at that. Let's go ahead and look at that right now. Keep it on. So I've got the headline. We can do all kind of funny stuff with this. We can have the as seen on, all that. A lot of this, the beauty of a lot of this is, guess what? We can now play off the fact that we can do anything with our page. So maybe we want to actually have this piece. Strangely enough, can you imagine that? You can actually have this piece right here formulated as a side banner. Come over here, grab that, do a little more. Limited supply. Looks good. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and hit save on that. I'm going to save that to my hard drive. Okay, I've got that saved. I like this image right here. I think this could potentially, sorry, I didn't want you to see all that. I think all this right here would make a good sidebar banner as well. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to save that as well. Let's go ahead and get that puppy saved. Okay, I've grabbed a few of these images off the site. We can grab more of those. I mean, there's so much we can do. When we're in the control of our own website, you can do about anything you want. So I'm going to come over here, come back to Dashboard, click on Media, and I can upload all the images I want. Now, in a perfect world, we would actually come over here, get the images, clean them up, and pretty much get them ready for prime time by making sure they're all optimized, everything else. For down dirty scenarios right here, we're dropping these puppies in. All we need to do, they're dropped in, they're ready to go. It looks good. See, we saved those three. Let's come back over to our good old-fashioned page. Let me come over here. This is the original. I'm gonna just roll down here and copy the link because I like to put all my links in at the last minute, just for me personally. So I'm gonna come over to Pages. I'm gonna click on Live Editor here. And remember, we have the main header, add element. What element do I want to add in here? Maybe an I for image. I like images, by the way. And let's come on that. I'm going to grab this image, click on here, or I could actually add some of these images and give them like a little micro border, a little drop shadow to them. Up to you, however you want to do it. I'm going to click on this. select image from media library, and I'm going to go with sidebar banner 1, and I don't want to call it sidebar banner. And I'm going to put claim your free trial. Okay, and we could do some additional stuff into there. We want the link URL to be the affiliate link, which in this case will be my affiliate link going out. We have the ability to do medium. Remember, we're in that sidebar. We don't have a massive amount of space. So I'm going to go medium. I'm going to insert into post. And I'm going to go ahead and add in claim your free trial. Okay. Link right here. In a perfect world, I shouldn't have to do this twice, but I just don't want to screw things up because I've done that plenty of times. Let's go ahead and look at it. Okay, we've got this handy little banner in there. I'm going to add an element, which I'm going to add maybe a space because I want some vertical spacing between my banners. Maybe 25, insert, and that just adds a little white space. Insert element, image. Come over here, and we could add this as well. Select file. I'll show you another thing you could do that. And you know, a lot of this I'm trying to show you what you can do, and you pick what you want to do. Resume, sorry, it's the rep column, and we're going to call this 3 easy steps to younger skin. Okay, and alternative text, I'm going to put that in there. There again, always have your affiliate link in here, and we're going to insert this in this particular one. I'm going to go, we could go large, I'm just going to go medium, insert in here. And let's go ahead and pop that puppy in and come over here. And a lot of this, I mean, I'm just going to tell you with maybe 300. Okay. Caption, 3 steps to younger skin. And a lot of this, I'm going to show you a couple different things you can do. And a lot of it is just seeing what works for you. You may go, Charles, I would never do that. I wouldn't use that particular font application. Hey, just bear with me for a minute. Paste in the affiliate link, and let's go ahead and insert 3 steps to younger skin. And if you notice, like that little caption here, now let's go ahead and if you could come into this one, I'm going to just show you something. Scroll down here. Width is 193. Maybe I want to make it 300. And let's insert. And unfortunately, I did not do the results I was hoping for. I may have to actually just put it in a bigger image. And now I'll show you this. Remember, we have a spacer in here. I can click on this copy, and it will actually create a copy of that space. Drag it down, add image. We could also do with text side or a pop-up alert. So they click on it, and you're like, no, click the link below. We've all seen those. Very, 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 very effective. But I'm just going to go ahead and do image again. Choose this one. Select file from media library, banner 3, and leave that alone. Claim your risk-free trial. Actually, you don't need to enter it in here. I'm just paranoid. I'm like one of these people that do things the same way over and over as much as I possibly can. We want it to be preferably a little bigger than that, but I'm going to insert into post. This is the part where you really need to make sure that your fonts are working. Width 300, caption, claim your free trial. Okay, enter in my link. And what we would typically do from a sub ID standpoint, put like banner 1, 2, 3. We would want to know where people are clicking in this. So if you, good example, if you're doing an offer, are people clicking the ad or are they clicking the offer? Where are they clicking? That's what you want to know. Okay, let's go ahead and view nice little public link here. We've got a little box up here, claim your free trial, 3 steps to youthful skin, risk-free trial right now. And the key is like when we do 3 of these things, you kind of see which one you like. Like right here, I don't like that. Let's just say, my gosh, I looked at it, don't like it, click. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the space as well. Watch this, save and continue. Let's refresh it, and all of a sudden you see a completely different look. Risk-free trial offer. I mean, that's how this is the beauty of it. You click on this, and where do we go? Straight over here. They're ready to buy. And how do we get these images? Simple. We just went over to the site and grabbed them. You can come through here. Like this right here, we can come through, we can edit, we can make bold, we can do some more borders. I can do some images inside here. We can highlight that. I'm going to come over here. Watch this. Let's go ahead and click in here. And if you click this image, insert, like remember, we've got it hyperlinked. Find some other text in here you want to hyperlink, grab that, hyperlink it, just like you would normally do. Come through here, if you see something you want to make it bold, go ahead and bold it, center it. Maybe you want to make it a heading. Click on that. Let's insert it. Just show you the difference it makes. Always hit save and continue. Let's refresh this page. Okay, let's come over here. Remember, this is where I grabbed it. You see all of a sudden, totally different look. We've got it centered. Perfect, ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and tweak on this a little more, and it'll be ready in just a few moments. Okay, I've got a few little tweaks I want to make to this. I want to add a date to it, and we've got these looking good. It kind of cleaned up this. I just basically bolded and formatted a couple things. Have this at the bottom. I mean, at this point, this thing is really ready to go. Let's go ahead and add a date. So I'm going to come into Add Element, type in the word date, click Dynamic Date. We're going to go with this date right here. This will automatically insert the date, and you can make it like skip days, do all kind of stuff. You can do a lot of funky things with it. At this point, I'm just going to grab it and drag it up here. Just hold on one second. Grab it right here, just start moving, and it will eventually come to the top, and you can drag it over here. Now, also, if you want to just show you something interesting with the date, you can come in here and put like only a limited number of supplies, or like so many, like, you know, like 500 samples have already been given out today. I don't like doing that. I don't like the fake scarcity. I just don't like it. Does it work? It does. I'm just going to tell you hands down it works. That's just not who I am. So definitely keep that in mind. We've got risk-free trial. You see we made this beautiful banner by just coming over to the site using Jing, grabbing that. You know, it's really that simple. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just completely, you come in there and you're good to go. We could use like the ABC, the CBS. We could use that if we wanted to. Would that add some power to it? I think it would. We could even come down, add this here at the bottom, like user's choice versus Botox. We can use any of this stuff. Also, you should ask for use stuff other than just grab it like I did. But the reality of it, it's ready to go. The only thing on this one, we've got disclaimers on this, which are the disclaimers I gave them. We would basically come through here and put a little small, just tell you right here. Let me actually come on down, click here, and you may want to put like add another row and put a disclaimer, just a text in there. Really, that's about it at this point. This thing is actually pretty much ready to rock and roll. Our next thing that we're going to look at is, and I told you I do this at the end, I always like build everything out, then I come back in the end and start adding those tracking links. We're going to go ahead and do that in just a few minutes. I prefer to do that at the end. It just makes my life easier, because that way you don't forget, oh gosh, is this hyperlinked? Is this hyperlinked? Come back, add all the links at the end. Makes life easier. We'd also add maybe a few more links in here. But that's all we have to do next, and after that we're ready to rock and roll with it. I also need to go back and show you how to add additional keywords, where to get additional keywords, and basically how to come up with things to bid on. So we're going to be doing that next, and I'll see you in just a few minutes. Welcome to the world of CPV Labs. Now, I will tell you, at the end of the day, I don't care what tracking program you use, you really need to actually spend time to study it. Whether it's Improvely, AdTrax Gold, CPV Labs, I don't care what it is, Tracking 202, you just really need to master one of them. I see so many people jumping from program to program and program because one thing does this. Truth matters, we use a handful of tracking programs. We use Google Analytics, which I'm not necessarily sure I would call a tracking program, as more analytical. I use Improvely for most of my quick down dirty email links, because I'm going to tell you, if you've seen the links that CPV Labs spits out, they're hideous. I mean, they're just absolutely hideous. But for CPV, I absolutely love CPV Labs for display. Anything where I'm not having to change sub IDs quickly, CPV Labs rocks. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Now, to get started, you have all these different ones, and you're like, Charles, which one to use? Just click where it says Add Campaign, and you'll get this nice little breakdown. So email follow-ups, lead capture, landing page sequence, multiple paths, multiple options. What we're doing is called a landing page. We're going from an image or from an ad to a landing page to an offer. That's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and click on this right here, because this is what we need. Okay, we're not going to assign this to any group yet. We're just going to use the adult, the alert profile. Just use the default on that. That's all you really need on this. Next thing is what kind of optimization profile. Leave all these default. Play with this stuff later. This is where most people get hung up and like, I don't know what to do. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Okay, what do we have here? Younger looking skin. Okay, and I'm going to go call this one -US because it's US only. I put Yahoo, G for Gemini, and for this one I'm going to put XY7, and that's the affiliate network. Makes things easier. Predefined traffic source. I'm going to come down here and choose Yahoo. Okay, that's my traffic source. And from that standpoint, we need to go ahead. Do we need pinned tokens, keywords, all this stuff? You don't need to deal with any of that. Simply, this is not the time to be dealing with it. Just get it down dirty, get it started first. Okay, the next thing, are we appending any tokens? No, we're not dealing with any of that. Like I said, guys, the biggest issue is most people get hung up on a lot of these things. Yeah, they can have an impact. They can simply have an impact, but, it doesn't make a difference. And we're actually using a brand new account. We actually have a CPV Labs account set up, and this is actually on Survival Getaway. Yeah, I know that has nothing to do with skincare, but it's the one I had handy and I wanted to use. So engage rate, that means how long does somebody stay on your page and at least pay attention for at least 7 seconds. Useful data, because if you're sitting here and you're seeing that they're hitting the page and bouncing immediately, you got page problems. So it's a useful, you can change this 14 seconds, 30 seconds. 7 is a quick bounce number that we like to look. We're not passing any landing page targets. We're not doing any of this. We're not even passing cookies. That's not what we're here to do. Now, this is very important. This is called the failure page. Now, what exactly is the failure page? At the end of the day, if you're doing something, let's just say that we're over here clicking and we click on, let's just copy link here. Let's say that we're clicking, we click a link, nothing's working, it's broken. The failure page is when everything else breaks. If they click a link, where will they go? So if everything else breaks, something goes wrong, that's where we're at. Now we have two different ways we can have a direct link campaign or a landing page campaign. So what is the difference? I'm going to show you that right now. Direct link would be they click on this link and then they go to one page, and that's where we stop measure. So if you were to click on the link here, let's just say that this was our own property. We own this, we own the offer. Direct link would be like, okay, they clicked this link, they went to this page, I've measured it, everything is good. We're not dealing with that. Now, this is a very, 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 very big issue with Yahoo. They do not want you rotating landing pages. In fact, they are more than happy to close your account for rotating landing pages. If you want to split test, clone your campaign and use a brand new tracking link, brand new, like what we're doing here, which I can show you how to do that very fast. They do not, under any circumstances, want you going out and rotating landing pages. That is something that is becoming more and more. We're finding that more and more as a general rule for most traffic networks. So let's go ahead and put in the URL. This is the page they're going to go to. And this is going to be pre-sale page number 1. Actually, pre-sale page number 2. V2 OP for optimized press. And we could even come up and say, blue header, whatever we wanted to say, whatever we wanted to use to make it easier for us. Go ahead and click equals. I usually make this ID 1. This rotates 100%, or this sees 100% of the traffic. If we were rotating, then this would be 50, this would be 50. This particular one, and I believe it's 38 we're getting. I have to double check that. Okay, and we can just click inactive for these because we cannot rotate using this particular setup. Traffic network in this case will be XY7 Elite, and I want to save campaign. Now we need to do some testing here. I want to show you this. This is a very, very common problem. So we have, as you see, survival kit giveaway. Long story, I don't want to go into it. I'm going to click the link to test it. And it goes, page not found is broken. What is wrong with it? I'm going to show you exactly what's wrong with it. When we're using this stuff, we need to have, at the end of our good old-fashioned URL, we need to have a question mark. Now let's save now. Okay, so we've got the save here. What this question mark tells the tracking link that I've got additional data I need to share with you. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and test this link again, and you'll find that ta-da, it's working beautifully. Now that's the little thing, right? Like here could stop. I mean, literally, I've spent days like, what's wrong with it? It's evil. It's possessed. We can come up with a million reasons, but basically, slap a question mark. Everything else goes fine. Now, the next thing we need to do, we need to edit our pages. Now, remember, this would be set up for a direct link, but are we doing a direct link? No, we're using landing pages. So how do we fix that? Okay. Well, honestly, we just need to come over here and copy everything because this is the landing page, correct? I mean, when they click on the link, I want them to go to this page. This is my lander. So that's fine. I need to go ahead and make these inactive because I don't need them. And I also need to make these inactive. Or do I? Ha. We're going to get to that in a second. Okay. We need to go ahead and make this ID 1. This particular page gets 100% of the traffic. It is currently active. These landing pages are inactive. Yahoo doesn't really care that I can rotate these pages. They don't care. As long as the offer matches the page, they do not care. So what do? Let's go ahead and remove this right here. Let's remove this right here. And remember, we have page number 1, we have page number 2, and page number 3 that we could just go to XYZ7 Elite, grab the link, and we're going to be good to go. So let's do that right now. Okay, I've got my 3 offers here, so I'm going to get creative, and that's going to give me my handy dandy little magic link here. So let's just give it a second. So I'm going to get code here. Just give it a second. A little pop-up's going to appear. I'm grabbing that whole code right there, and I'm going to put that in, and we're going to have that as our first setup. That is our first URL, and this will be offer. And a lot of times I like to come over here and nail them by campaign. So I'm going to grab that campaign number. It's easier to find. Okay, that's going to get what percentage of share? 33. This will get 33, and then this will get 34. This will be ID number 2, ID number 3, payout 38, payouts 38 here. Actually, the payouts 38 in all of them, so we're fine on that. Let's go ahead and get the next offer and the next set of URLs. So we have our first one. I'm going to actually just hit back on this particular one, and let's grab this creative right here and give it a second to load up. You always have to double check to make sure you're not loading the same creative. I've done that, and you go, well, it's not working. It's, a million things can go wrong, and that's just nature of the beast. So I've highlight that. We're going to come back over here and paste that in as the URL. What is the offer ID? If campaign ID, this will be another campaign ID. It just keeps it simple to use campaign IDs. It really does. And let me hit back on this, and let's grab the third one and get creative. Now this particular setup of CP Labs, I've got multiple setups. This particular setup is not set up on an SSL, which means it's a secure server. Is that a problem? Most of these affiliate networks want a secure SSL for the token, and I don't have one because it wasn't ever intended to be used for commercial CPA. It's more of my in-house offer. So with that said, I need to apologize, but we've got this. Let's go ahead and save campaign. Let's take a peek at it. Yahoo, 7 seconds, failure page is set up. We are not rotating landing pages. Don't want to pee off the big Yahoo. I've got ID number 1, 2, 3. I've got $38 payouts for each one. Share. Now, if you found one that was doing much better, a lot of people, let's split test against something else. If this is doing good, I'm going to be giving 75% of my traffic to the good one. And then the bad one, or not the bad one, but something I want to test, I would give a reduced amount of traffic. Now, almost done. Next, we need to edit the pages. So let's go ahead and get that going. First of all, this is the link. You have to test this out, which takes us to the page. This piece works here, so that's closed. The next thing is we need to add a few things to it. Don't let this frighten you. We get a little of this. Step 2, add this code to your landing page before the body tag. I'm going to show you a simple and easy way to do it. Grab the page up here, go to Live Editor, Optimize Press, Live Editor. This is something I had to learn from the guys over at Optimize Press. Very few people really know about what I'm about to do. We're going to come over here and click on Page Settings. And in a way, I'm kind of glad because it keeps competition down. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to click on Page Setting here, and they have a place for scripts. Add new script, and this is going in the, we can do after the body tag or the footer. Where does this go? Let's back up here. This goes paste on the landing page before, this is very important, before the closing tag. What we do for that, and it's worked for us so far, and there are plugins that you can get to this as well, is we paste it in the footer, not after the body tag. We paste it in the footer. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and update that. Let's take a look at this. That's step number 2. Step 3, optional. This is like if you're getting SEO traffic. You know what? And you just grab one, you paste on there. My thought, if you're coming to my page and you didn't use this link right here, you're coming to spy on my page, and if you don't have this on the page and they're not using this, they click on these links, it won't go anywhere. Pretty much like, it's like, I don't know what's wrong with you, you're broken. So to me, I will not use these. You know, if you've got stuff that's getting general traffic, SEO traffic, grab one of these, whichever one you use, go with it. Don't necessarily care. I'm just telling you, I don't use these. Okay, this will be the tracking pixel for the network. Now, typically they need to be secure. What we're doing here, if I come in here and say, let's just say, like, well, let me just back up here. I'll show you something. If you look at this, let me just try to find one of these. Give me 1 second. If you look at this, this is our tracking code for another server because we've used a different server. This is my global pixel, which is kirklandtracking2.com. I had to change it because somebody found it out. Long story. But I would need to get them to update my pixel. Luckily for us, guess what? With CPV Labs, you only need to have one pixel. Everything else is taken care of. Okay? And at this point, only thing we need to change will be this right here, which is the link. So we're going to come into looking younger, and this is why I like to add all these links at the end. I would come in here, and if you see this link, this page right here, what we'd want to do is come in and edit anything that's got like an HTML hypertext link in it. Click on that, reset it to this right here. I just need to remove everything else out of the way. I would reset it to survival. Yes, we know survival getaway. Yeah, I know. I should have had a better one, but that's a whole new story. It's the one I had handy. Let me just leave it at that. So we click that in there, insert that. I'd come in and I would also update these hyperlinks. And I'll show you something in just 1 minute. I think you're going to be really, really impressed with it. At least I'm impressed with it. Insert that. Let's come over here, insert this. And I'm going to paste this in here as well. Insert that. And I got one more image here to edit. Insert this image. Paste this in. It's done. Let's go ahead and save and close. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh it. And I'm just going to come back here. Let's just say you're at this page. You click this link. And it works because we've got our cookies set. Okay, let's look at this example here. Let's just say out of the blue, Bob decides he's going to steal your campaign. We don't like Bob. Bob's a campaign thief. We don't like Bob in any way, shape, or form, and therefore we're not going to do anything to enable him to steal our campaigns. Bob comes to the landing page. He's found the landing page. Maybe he Googled it somehow. Who knows how he got to it, but he got to it. The key here is if he did not use the CPV Labs link, it will not work for him. So Bob found the page. He didn't use your CPV Lab links, and he clicks on it. And Bob's like, something's wrong. Thank you for signing up. Bob's thinking that you're an idiot. Thank you for signing up for the Prepper's Ultimate Guide. He's convinced now he's going to try something else. He clicks on this. and he ends up at media buyer, lead pages, thank you. Bob doesn't know what's going on. Bob can't steal your campaign. Basically, it gives an added level of complexity to your competition when they're sitting here because you decided not to add this one little piece of code right here, which is optional. And if you paste this on, people can visit directly without using the link. Now, let's go ahead and test the link here. I'm going to show you what happens. Test the link. Somebody used the link. They clicked in Yahoo. And now they're going to come down. They're going to read. They're going to click here. Guess what? They're not going to end up at good old-fashioned, thank you for joining the preppers list. Ta-da! Now, I think that one piece is rather ingenious. Does it work all the time? You know, the reality of it is you can take this page apart a million ways in one. And if you look at the code, everything is going to say, it's working fine. The only way it's going to work is if they clicked the link that you created. So let's go back here, grab this link. We can do a test link, or I'm actually just going to grab the link right here. And we're going to go ahead and pop into the browser. I'm going to show you. We're going to paste that link in. So now that the actual link itself is working, because this is the link we're using, if you look up here, it says engage 7 seconds. So I know how long somebody stays on the page or not. And if they just click this link right here, they're going to end up at the good old-fashioned, hey, would you like some better than Botox treatment? That is the beauty of this. I mean, without that particular link, and then when they order, our pixels will fire off and we'll know we got a sale. And we can go back into CPV Labs and say, hey, guess what? Which one of these offers that we're rotating made the sale? Because they're all different. We're going to go by these keys right here, because especially if you're dealing with pages like you just saw where like there are minor differences, you can't say, oh, red head or blue header. They all have blue headers, or they all have like face peel girl, or whatever the case may be. By using the ID offers, it just makes life so much easier. And then when you find the one that works, you just turn these inactive ones off, and then that's it. So that's really about it for the campaign. I mean, at this point, the only thing left to do is to get some traffic to it. We need to look at keywords, and also going to go over some other things that Yahoo requirements, kind of go over those with you, put them in plain English. But for the most part, now you know how to use CPV Labs. You know how to create advertorial, or in this case, pre-sale pages and lead pages, optimize press. You know how to create the ads. You see where we get the images from. You see how we write the copy. I've even included, the pre-selling secrets. You may already have that as a bonus. I mean, you've got everything you need to do to go into Yahoo. They're getting 220 million visits a day. I mean, it's not like you said, well, Charles, we've maxed out this particular. You can't max it out. There's that much traffic. It's all over the place. It's just amazing. And I'm telling you to jump in now, because get what getting is good. Give it a year. It's gonna be like Facebook, already beat to death. Everybody's gotten what they're gonna get out of it. I mean, not true, I should say that. I mean, with that much traffic, they're not disappearing anytime soon. And you also have to understand that when you look at this, you're going to be looking at it. Is it from a mobile sale? Is it from a native ad standpoint? I mean, which one is it going to be? And those are things that we can get into later. Once you've got some time under your belt, you can just come into the Facebook group and ask about it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you later. I think this is going to be probably one of the most profound videos, and a lot of people overlook the details and they wonder why it doesn't work. And this works Yahoo, Facebook. Well, Facebook doesn't really use keywords like this. Yahoo, MSN, Bing, Google, 50 on red, traffic, Vance, lead impact. Most people don't truly understand what broad match and exact match is. I do not ever want to see a broad match campaign in anything I do. Quite often we have to start them at broad match and then change them to exact match, and I'm going to show you why. Broad match is it even remotely close with an atomic bomb and a set of horseshoes? It's like close enough, that's fine, it's good enough. Example, your keyword may be red sports car. Matches broad. Well, how about the word red? Maybe Red Riding Hood. Well, Red Riding Hood doesn't match red sports car. Car, maybe I'm looking for a used car. Not a red sports car. Maybe I'm looking at ESPN Sports. Nothing to do with red sports car. There's a red car that went racing down the driveway and stole Jimmy's special bicycle that he rides twice a day. Doesn't match this. We have sports car. The Sports Car Association of America doesn't match red sports car. Red sports car. Okay, now one match. The more keywords you have in here, the funkier this puppy gets. Stay away from broad. The only reason you will want to use a broad match is if when you're just trying to expand out your targeting, expand out your campaign, or you just simply cannot get traffic. That may be a function for broad match. Exact is they type in red sports car, your result is red sports car. This is the only way to go to get started. It is the safest way to do it. People waste boatloads of money with broad match in virtually every traffic network I've ever seen. Every bad campaign I looked at, most all of them, very few people have bad campaigns using exact match. Just telling you like it is. Now let's talk about what a negative match is. A negative match is when you don't want to be found. So let's say we had a red car. Negative keyword was sports. Results, car would work, red car would work, but the word sports would never, ever show up in the results. So if a negative here was red, you would have sports and you could have car, but red would never show in the results. That's the use of a negative keyword. Negative keywords are extremely powerful. One that if I had to say from a PPC standpoint, most people just don't use, and they really don't understand why things don't work the way they expect it to. Getting started, use exact match, because if they type in red sports cars, this puppy needs to be exact. Or if they type in blood red sports cars, it's only going to work if they have to match word for word. They're not trying to guess, they're not trying to estimate, they're just saying word for word. You would start now. Typically when we get started, we do not use negatives unless we're doing something where we want to like suppress the word free or some word like that. In that case, had a friend, long story, somebody I know has a company. They make screws, like extruded metal screws. They ended up doing a campaign for the word screws, blew through a massive amount of budget. They were trying to sell extruded metal screws, not the sex term screw, and therefore that would be a case of using negative keywords. For most everything else you do, stick with exact. You're not going to go wrong. You're not going to go wrong with exact. Hey guys, this is Charles. Welcome once again. Now, I know I'll have questions. I've had questions before. Is Yahoo Gemini different from the Bing Yahoo, matrimony that happened a few years ago, which is really not the brightest move because I personally believe that Yahoo had better search results than Bing, but that's neither here nor there from a displayed advertising standpoint. Yes, this is different. This is 100% of Yahoo's control, so things that apply at MSN/Bing or whatever flavor of the week they are this week, those don't apply here. So you have a lot more leeway. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, start with they want to make sure your keywords are contextually relevant. One of the big things a few years ago, a lot of people were using a variety of cloakers, and you were bidding on, let me check the weather today. What is the weather in San Francisco? And there's a business opportunity blog of a mommy who doesn't go to work now because she makes $5.5 gazillion a day. They don't want to see that, so they want to make sure your keywords are contextually relevant to your particular product. And I think that probably goes without saying. One thing that I really want to bring up is brand keywords. When can you use your brand? Let's just say we've got optimized press, we've got lead pages, we've got ClickFunnels, we've got Unbounce. When you're bidding on these particular keywords, as long as you're doing it and this is probably the best example here, a comparative advertising when supported by independent research. Basically, this means they don't want you to go, I bought ClickFunnels, I couldn't use the thing, so I just think optimized press is better, and they don't want that. If you're going to say, okay, this is the specifications for lead pages, optimized press, Unbounce, after our research we determined that this one would be the best if you're product type person A, B, or C, D, something like that. Bidding on them, you can typically get away with them, unless somebody like say, hey, that's my keyword, you're bidding on it. You're probably not going to have a lot of trouble. Just definitely be careful. I wouldn't go bidding on like Viagra or Celebrex. I don't even know if they even make that anymore. Or Tramadol. I wouldn't be bidding on anything that would have to do from a medical standpoint of really being under the DEA from that type scenario. So no drug bidding. We do have a separate video on bidding and on keywords, which will blow your mind. Okay. Now keep on looking at this. Whenever you're setting these things up, if somebody complains, the first thing they're going to do is pull your ad. They want to go ahead and see everything, contact information. They want to pull everything and make sure things are fine. And it's really just to ensure that nobody just goes crazy and says, "Oh, guess what? I'm bidding on keyword X, Y, and Z." Just be careful with that. I don't think that's going to really be an issue after you watch this next video, but keep that in mind. Language. Let's face it. Ooh, these ads are seen by everybody across. They're not really like broken out from an age band. Your kids could be up here looking at your computer, and you just logged off. You just want to make sure things are appropriate, if that makes sense. Just keep it clean. Okay. And pretty much the same thing here that you're going to find with Facebook. How many times have we seen big sale? It's the most amazing thing. .com. None of that. None of that. Do not use all capitals. Just keep it clean. Keep it the same as you would for an example. You were writing something for Facebook. Just clean professional grammar. No phone numbers whatsoever. Just because that just brings up a whole different issue. So no phone numbers. Leave this alone. Ad relevance, like I said earlier, nobody wants to click on San Francisco weather to see a business op. No misleading ads. This is probably one that I think really we won't have to worry about. Any special prices, discounts, or free offers promoted in the ad should be easily found on the site. So if you're saying get my super free trial, and then they go to the checkout page and it's $58.35, that doesn't really qualify as a free trial. You can do a risk-free trial, which basically means you're covered by like a 30-day or 60-day money-back guarantee. You can use words like that, or you just can't say free. Whenever you say free trial, that means I'm sending it to you. I'm not expecting anything in return, so keep that in mind. And like I said, when it comes to these things, I'm just trying to really think of the easiest way to put it. If Granny would get confused, so would the reps here at Facebook. And so would the reps at Yahoo, so would the reps at Google. Pretty much most of the time when you're doing stuff, just keep it clean. Keep it absolutely clean. Now this is one I think I'm going to have to probably stress a little more than normal. They must lead to a functional website that renders properly on a mobile device. Let's go ahead and let's stop. Let's just put it right now and put the brakes on. Can I use HTML? That's going to be a question. I prefer HTML. I prefer PHP. As long as it renders correctly on a mobile device, you can. If you're using a non-mobile theme, that's fine. As long as it renders out. Maybe it's a single column, 300 wide, you're fine. It has to render correctly on a mobile device. That is one of the reasons I use lead pages. I think ClickFunnels would also render out, Unbounce, Optimized Press. I think all those would render out from a mobile device standpoint. So definitely keep that in mind. Also keep in mind, like the page we made last night, I can go back and show you how to turn some of those things off so they maybe render better or faster on a mobile device. So keep that in mind. Okay. Landing pages should not include Flash or any other design elements that render a mobile device useless. Basically, if you've got like an introduction movie, it has to be MOV. It has to be able to play. No FLV hangs up. It's just not really functional. And you go, Charles, I don't know how this is. Don't worry, you're probably not using it. Most people aren't using it. Okay, this is important. The browser the back button should be functional and lead back to Yahoo results. That means, please, under any circumstance, don't do what we were doing 10 years ago. When you click a back button, we'd actually hijack the browser. We would take you somewhere else just so they couldn't see you leaving the page. Don't do that. Not smart. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is a big one, and unfortunately, a lot of marketers we're used to the desktop era where we got an exit pop. Wait, stop. Don't leave. They cannot generate an exit pop. Have you tried to close an exit pop with a mobile device lately? It's like, you've got a magnifying glass, you're trying to find the little... Don't do it. Exit pops will get you in trouble. After they opt in, the landing page, and you're onto the normal sales page or you're onto a secondary page, if you want to, then you could use exit pops. Is that advised? I hate to say, a lot of CPA offers, a lot of affiliate offers have those exit pops. They're out of your control. You can't say, hey, take that exit pop off. You can't. So sometimes you have to live with it. Is it the best user experience? Not really, but definitely keep that in mind. There must be content other than navigational links on a landing page. How many times have we landed on a landing page and there's like nothing but a row of links? Like, oh, you didn't, the domain's fake. There's a girl with a book sack. And then there's like 55,000 links. Oh, you were interested in shoes, red shoes, walking shoes, run. It needs to be content. That content, in this case, is a pre-sale page. So keep that in mind. Users must, this is very important, users must be able to tell the difference between the page content and ads or sponsored links on the page. So if you have, the whole page we're dealing is basically sponsored content. Yeah, because we've got an article, we've got some banners, it would be notable. And I would probably suggest, that whenever you've got those banners, maybe this is the way I view it. The entire pre-sale page is there to pre-sale. That is the only purpose of that page, to get them to click the link. And if you're using sponsored links, or if you're taking, in my mind, somebody else's advertising, or you're selling banner space on that landing page, that's when that would be applicable. A good example is, I talked about arbitraging, like we saw the Outbrain, the Taboola examples, where there was content, the 12 things you must see before you die. Have you checked this off your bucket list? You won't believe how big this car is. That type of stuff. They want to make sure that example is clearly labeled that it's content. Okay. Any ads or sponsored links on the page must be secondary to the keyword content. You're not going to worry about that. It really falls into this, which is more the arbitrage opportunity, which we'll do later. But at this point, you're not going to really have to worry about that. Sites, this is one that could be a big issue. I don't think it will be for many people, but I know a few friends, Chris in particular, this may be something to think about. Sites that collect personal information must collect this information via a secure server. Basically, if you're collecting anything, you need to have an SSL on it. So if they're opting in, SSL. The advantage of lead pages, build in SSL. You don't have to worry about it. For purposes of this guideline, personal information means an individual's first name or initial and last name in combination with any of the following: Social Security, driver's license or identification, account numbers, credit card, debit card, which should go without saying, or any combination, access, or password that would permit access to the individual's financial account. If you're collecting an email address, you don't have to have this, but I will tell you it will help you to have it. In our testing, we found, especially from a mobile device standpoint, people just expect to see SSLs. You don't have to have it for an opt-in page, but I think that probably in the near future, you're going to wake up and go, what happened to my ads? Hey, you got to have an SSL to collect that information. If you notice we're not collecting that information on our landing page, we're just trying to get somebody to buy. And I'm going to go back and kind of cover a few things with that. Let's go ahead and go over the display URLs, because this isn't as important. Most of it you probably already know. And this is just basic stuff, guys. If they're going to click on superwhiteshoes.com, don't take them to redcreditcards.com. Just keep that in mind. Keep the nasty language out of the URL. Gets fast dates today. That may be better than something you could, switch around from a dating standpoint. Page quality. Now, this is very important. Really, everything here is important, but this is the thing that I think for most of us we're not going to have to worry about. Pages without permission, changing the browser's preference. We're not dealing with any of that, guys. That's not the stuff that we do. Pages with automatic software downloads, we don't do that. Phishing items, which are like, hey, fill out this information, we'll give you, a super trip to Hawaii. Pages that consist primarily for advertising, whose main purpose is to link to an advertising site. That would be more of the arbitrage setup, which we'll cover one day. That's just not today's thing. Pages this is important, that seem fraudulent or defective or deceptive. A lot of times, advertorials fall in this category because they can. Let's talk about it from a fraudulent standpoint. The Rock's on the cover of Health Men's Fitness magazine, and then you got a article about how he magically got ripped because he took this special NOS2. Does it border on fraudulent? I'm going to leave that up to you. I think it does, but there again, they're converting. I don't do that, but some people will. Pages that are outdated or result or product not available. That means, how many times have you clicked on a link all excited about something, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of stock. If you're out of stock, no, go. No part domains. If you're spending money to send traffic to part domains, that worked years ago. It's very hard to get traffic cheap enough to make that work in today's environment. Sites operated by advertisers who consistently violate our editorial guidelines or submit large numbers of irrelevant keywords. If you're submitting, what is the weather in San Francisco and it's a biz opportunity, yeah, you're gonna probably get some issues there. Mobile content. Ads, this is very, very important. Now, most of this we don't have to worry about because this is more pertaining to ringtones, wallpapers, quizzes, CPA mobile offers. You know, stay away from them. Stay away from that. Stay away from the SMS collection from that standpoint. Just stay away from that. Can you do it? If you're pretty blatant about it, say this is what we're doing, we're fine. Okay. This is something you probably aren't going to really have to worry about for the most part. Third-party products and services. Offers for third-party services or products that may claim affiliation with the owner's manufacturer. If you're not the owner, don't say that if you're the official licensed representative for XYZ stuff, you're fine. If you're not, don't do it. Do not claim to provide a service that you can provide by the actual owner. If example, third party may claim to be able to reset your password. We don't do any of that. This is one that we probably should be aware of, and it's one of the reasons I left off the brands and the logos on the optimized press page. Brands logos may not be used deceptively either in ad copy or website in a way that suggests this site, product, or service is owned, managed, promoted, or endorsed by the owner of the product or service unless a qualified relationship exists. Going by that CPA offer, I assume there was a qualified relationship. We often know what happens when we make assumptions. But if you notice, when we use the lead pages example, on the bottom I had the disclaimers, we're not associated with blah blah blah, Cosmo. We put those disclaimers in there, so definitely keep that in mind. Can you do it? Yeah, as long as you've got some type of existing relationship. If Kim Kardashian says you got the best teeth whitening product on the planet, that may consist. Always have your lawyers check everything, and you're paying her money, and she's endorsed the product. Yeah, the affiliates now can use her image because, in my mind, that's what we do. And let's see. Okay, product and data privacy. This one really don't have to worry about too much. But if you're collecting emails, this is something to think about. There are ways. I know I probably should never bring this up. There are ways I can grab your email without you ever opting into my list. Don't do it. I'm not going to go into how it's done. Don't do it. I doubt few of us are collecting very sensitive government information. I doubt if we are using SSL. The big thing here is, clarity and properly including the name of the company is collecting information. That means no blind pages by XYZ company that you don't know. Clearly state and propose the information being collected. Provide opt-out instructions as necessary. Include information as required. The best thing I can do is show you this page and give you a better example of it. Just hold on one second. This is probably a better example of what I'd like to show you. From the standpoint of the user, they're getting here. We've got a logo, so we're matching up because we got logos here, so they feel we're legit. We're telling people what they're getting. It's a free course. It's 7 days. They can basically opt out, no obligation, no credit card. What they're getting day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. We've got contact, about us, privacy disclaimer. They know what they're getting. They can opt in, opt out. Doesn't make a difference. And we're even telling, hey, we value privacy and we're not going to spam you. The reality is just be straightforward with this stuff. Don't go to the lead, we've seen like lead pages and optimized press pages where there's like no identification, no links at the bottom, and you'd be lucky if you ever could find out who the real owner of the software, product, opt-in page, or anything was. Stay away from that. Okay, you can actually do software. You can actually sell software, free viruses. Free viruses not included. That's kind of the big deal there. If somebody downloads a 30-day trial, guess what? That's fine. If you're saying, hey, here's a free trial of XYZ software, we're going to scan your computer for viruses, that's fine, no big deal. They don't want you to download it. And they go, oh, by the way, now that you've downloaded it, you need to give us access to everything in your computer. And they want to just make sure you're being legit. If Granny would be afraid to download it, that's what they're kind of getting to. And this is really important. Applications that collect user information or track device use when the knowledge is not allowed. If that was the truth, Google would never have to let you download their browser. They wouldn't be tracking you everywhere. Same thing with Safari. Yeah, there's a double standard. They can do it. We can't. So just leave that alone. And really, that's about it. And then they go in a little more a little more detail here. I want to share a couple of things I thought were really interesting. And I just want to kind of let you take it from your standpoint. Most of the stuff that they don't want are online gambling, pharmaceuticals, fake Viagra, Vioxx, pyramid schemes, chains letters, internet marketing would probably fall in this if you were promoting the, hey, like, and it was really big, like the whole money sending thing a few years ago on ClickBank. We know what chain letters are. We know what pyramid schemes are. A lot of MLMs are actually, the truth of the matter is, most of the MLMs you see today are not true MLMs. If you want to look at Moby, if you want to look at, I'm just going to use that as an example. That's more of a high-end affiliate program with a second-tier setup versus the traditional pyramid scheme. So definitely keep that in mind. Sensitive advertising. I mean, if somebody has died, hey, Michael Jackson just died. What do you think? Skip that kind of stuff. Tobacco, electronic cigarettes. This is one that I really was hoping I could have gotten going. It just did not. Will not accept ads for cigarettes, cigars, smokeless tobacco, or other products. Electronic cigarettes are also unacceptable as a cartridge and liquid nicotine solutions used in these devices. So, as much as I love promoting e-cigs, this would not be an acceptable place for an e-cig setup. This is one that we really have problems with. Not that we have problems, but not what I would like to see from a standpoint of like us promoting preppers. Advertising is not allowed that promotes firearms, weapons, such items, knife, weapons, switchblades, firearms, ammunition, internal parts, military ordnance grenades. I had to order those on the order line every day. Yeah, give me a blunt weapons and striking objects. Unfortunately, from a prepping standpoint, you can do the prepping stuff. You just cannot talk about that aspect of it, which is a big, very, very, very big aspect in my opinion. Okay, now I don't need to explain any of this. We're not selling sex products to kids. That's not even something we want to have. We don't want to have that conversation. Nothing adult oriented, no adult keywords. Other than that, you're pretty much good to go from the standpoint of getting out there, taking action. Very few people fall. I mean, I could probably name a half dozen people I know who would fall under like the gambling or the e-cigs and that kind of stuff. For the most part, just get out there and go with it. That's where you're going to really get the biggest bang for the buck. Just go out there and get going with it. Now, guys, I can tell you I've done a lot of videos, I mean, for years. But I've had to say there's probably one video that I feel like could have the fastest impact on anybody's business. You're looking at it right here. And when it comes to keywords, most people, and it's not that we're lazy, a lot of times we just don't know, or we're looking for a quick fix. So let's just say and I'm going to use this example, maybe dry skin, skincare, because that's kind of where we start out with this example. Let's say we want to start bidding on things. This is the sheet we use. We start out by what other brand names are, and that could be like Oil of Olay, Lancome, Swiss Ives. Name out like literally the brand names of the product. Can we bid on those? A lot of times, from a keyword standpoint, we can bid on those. We just don't want it showing up in our ad. Like unless you're doing a comparison, you don't want those showing up in your ad. Okay, from that standpoint, list out all the brands. I mean, I could think of anything. Give you how many brands of monitors. I mean, you've got Samsung and Vision. You've got, keep on going. Just imagine that scenario. So we've got brands. We've got product names. How are these different from brands? Okay, a brand, in this case, let's just say the brand is Ford, Chevrolet, GM, Chrysler, Toyota, Lexus. The product could be Taurus, Mustang, Lincoln, Cadillac. Do you follow that? So you can kind of go through there. It could be Impala. The brand is Chevrolet. The product name is Impala. We can definitely do that. You also have generic names. If I was to say, hey, guess what? I need a box of Kleenexes. Kleenexes, like the stuff you pull out, little paper stuff. Not Kleenex brand per se. They're called, we just pretty much take it for granted. Also, if you're doing anything where there's like literally a generic name to the product, you can definitely have fun with that. We've had amazing results with generic names. Okay, what is the condition? If you've got dry skin, Okay, you want softer, younger skin. If you've got dry skin, you probably want softer, younger skin. So therefore, that becomes a easy transition. What is condition? Do you have acid reflux? That is to condition GERD, GERD, if that makes sense. What is the condition that goes along with? So you're having dry skin, your hair's falling out. I'm just making that up. Sounds kind of bad. What would the condition be? Your feet hurt. Are you flat-footed? What is the result? Fix my flat feet. Regrow my hair. Fix my acid reflux. Give me longer nails. Give me shinier hair. Let me lose 10 pounds in 10 days. Something of that nature. That is, a lot of times the condition, and we've got the result of it. The same scenario, like with the fixes, result and fixes could almost go hand in hand, but they're a little different. Quite often, what is the result? Sore, aching, tired feet could be the result. What would be the fix? Maybe they're looking for insoles. If they're looking for insoles, could we sell them something else? Could we sell them a foot exercise stuff? Could we sell them a foot vitamin? Don't know if that exists, but there probably should be. Are there slang terms for whatever you're doing? Almost every niche, everything has some slang terms. Just find them. Common terms quite often used with any particular niche. And I'm going to go back to the Kleenex scenario. A lot of times you'll see there will be overlaps in building out these keyword lists. But are there common terms? Is there a common term for you've screwed up with your golf swing, hitting 20, 30, 40 yards? How can you tie that in there? Let's say, talk about losing the back pain. How can we tie in something? Hey, what is a common term for it? Well, I got lower back pain. I got back pain. I got a sciatic nerve. You can see how, it could just go on and on and on. So definitely keep that in mind. Are there, especially from a standpoint of like access, and that's not access, that's accessories. I think, Charles, you lost it. What are you talking about? Accessories. I'll give an example. If you're buying, this is probably a better example here. If you're buying a stand-up desk, do you need a different monitor stand? If you're buying a stand-up desk, do you need a different floor mat? Do you need a different chair? Do you need a different mouse? I mean, even if they don't need it, often we can convince people they need to buy it. What is related? And often in the related standpoint, we think of accessories. Accessories go with the main product. If you do target shooting, then you would need an accessory. Maybe you need a high-powered scope. Maybe you need a bipod. Maybe you need a shooting wrist. Related would also go back, would you need some additional DVDs? Do you need some training? That's the kind of stuff that's related. And for the most part, you can put accessories and related together. We like to break them out into as small terms, because some of these things, like, you may not have very many slang terms, or you may not have any fixes, or you may not have any results. For anything on here, you can find this. A good example, AR-15 is a generic name for a particular type of rifle. Brand names could be Colt, could be PSA Defense. Product names could be, there from there you've got, like Bravo Company, really, which I guess maybe would fit more into, like a Bravo key mod could potentially be a product name. Probably wouldn't have a condition there. Results, probably not looking for your results there. Common terms, slang terms, definitely no medical terms. But if you look at this, and it's one of these things that once you sit down and start building out this, you'll expand on it, because every niche is slightly different. If you're selling bonsai trees versus skincare versus muscle building, all these are different, but basically they all will fit into this. So go ahead and get out there and get started. Also, we're going to give you a Word document with the actually a text document with all the content on, so you can use your own pre-sale pages.